Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to The Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
You think darkness is your ally? Or you merely adopted the dark? I was born in it.
Because when he has been in the bright lights and enjoying his time, having fun and lapping it up, no problem, you're the big celebrity. You're in the bright lights, I've been in the dark, in the trenches, in the gym.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
People ask me, when does camp start? Camp started as soon as I bet Tifa my Lopez. As soon as I batted him and took all his belts, camp started the next day.
What a right hand from George Kambosos, and the takeover went down.
He's a good villain, though. He's a good villain.
Do you feel in charge?
Could have fought anybody. Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Unfortunately, Lomachenko's not available. Beautiful. Devin Haney, step up. Now we'll take your belt.
This is Sparta!
SDS Promotions.
But he says he'll finish his fight as a king. What's a king to an emperor?
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ringwalk Danny.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
SDS.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube.
He is the fighting pride of Omaha, Nebraska.
He's good at what he do.
Defender.
Hey, Daddy.
Undefeated WBO lightweight champion of the world.
Hey, Daddy.
Terence Crawford.
BoxingVoice.com.
Taking, any credit away from Errol, he's a great fighter. He's good at what he do. But when you compare him to Terence Crawford, there's no comparison.
It's a dollar beat.
I'm just a better fighter.
BoxingVoice.com.
Sit back and watch this. I promise you something. I promise you something. All that shit you talking don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing.
I can bump my guns at you, and you can bump your guns at me, but at the end of the day, them two brothers got to get in the ring.
Hey, Daddy.
BoxingVoice.com.
We've been here before. You try to get there. Alright? I can tell you how it is to be undisputed. You can't tell me shit.
This a dollar. Hey, Daddy.
Y'all support y'all fighter. Let's come together, make this event a success.
BoxingVoice.com.
Everything about Terence Crawford is better than Errol Spence Jr.
BoxingVoice.com. BoxingVoice.com.
Boxing fans, are you ready?
Hey, Daddy.
BoxingVoice.com. 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 What up, what up, what up? Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition with the Boxing Voice Radio. Oh, wow. That's what you get. Shout out to Hardeen. What up? Yo, we back. We back to discuss the god-awful news, the horrible news that is being reported that Terence Crawford has been stripped of his IBF belt and is no longer undisputed boxing scene has confirmed that the IBF has stripped Terence Bud Crawford, and as you can see in the first sentence, Terence Bud Crawford no longer is the undisputed welterweight champion. Boxing scene has confirmed the IBF has ceased recognition of Crawford's reign due to his inability to satisfy a mandatory title defense obligation. The unbeaten three-division champion inherited the interim IBF title as Jaron Ennis as an overdue title defense, but cannot comply with the sanctioning body's rules on the negotiations due to his contractually bound rematch clause with Errol Spence Jr., whom he dethroned earlier this summer, July 29th. Now, our title says boxing is broken. Why is boxing broken? Because they pick and choose who they do this to. This is not the first time they've done this to Crawford. This is now the second time. They did it when they mandated Regis Prograis versus Amir Iman. They don't like to give certain fighters adequate time to handle whatever contractual obligations they may have. This happened to Tyson Fury, and that's how, AJ became champ, because Fury could not defend. He had a rematch with Vlad. He vacates. Charles Martin fights somebody who twists their ankle. Martin wins the belt because of technicality. And now, Charles Martin becomes a champion. Same thing with Crawford. He had to vacate, which created Iman versus Ramirez, Prograis versus Postal, a bunch of things, They let AJ have 2 fights, and didn't get stripped. Wilder got 2 fights, didn't get stripped. So many champions are able to get their rematch without being stripped. The IBF didn't do what's right for the sport. And I only say that because if there is a contracted rematch clause, then Earl should get the opportunity at undisputed, not just his rematch, because he was the current IBF champion. He did make title defenses and unify that belt. So the IBF should at least let Crawford keep it because the contract for the fight with Earl still exists. So as the defending champion, give him some slack, but they did not do. No slack was given, and in fact, they have now stripped Crawford, man. And the IBF officially confirmed that they've stripped Terence Crawford of his IBF welterweight world title because they ordered him to defend versus Jaron Ennis next, but he could not fight due to the mandatory rematch clause. As a result, Ennis has been upgraded from interim to full world champion. And I posted on our Instagram the news, but also the fact that I had not at the time seen anyone calling Ennis a email champion. People pick and choose what energy they are going to have with certain matters. For instance, Tim Tszyu was not called an email champion. Jamal Charlo was not called an email champion. And I don't know that Boots necessarily is being called an email champion. There are people out there saying that he is, and they've already created some memes that, have hit the internet. But that's what we're discussing. I also got a poll here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice where I'm asking you a few options to our title. Buzz should have fought Boots, 41%. 24% believe contractually bound to fight Spence, so he couldn't do nothing but that. 27% believe IBF should have allowed the rematch, and 8% say it's Spence's fault because he wants rematch. Now, if you want to call in, feel free. You can do so. 1-425-569-5241. Discord is also available for anybody that wants to voice their opinion. I got Twitter Spaces rocking and rolling as well. So feel free to call in and give us your opinion on today's subject. Once again, we're talking Terence Crawford being stripped, Jaron Ennis being elevated, and being respected for it, which I think is a good place. I think that, we need to find this new boxing world where, interim champions are not being ridiculed because they got elevated for whatever reason. It's not their fault that they can't, be elevated or they can't fight the champion, right? So to call someone an email champ because Crawford has a rematch and a contract and he can't fight you, and the money with Earl is bigger or greater, so he decides to vacate, why do we call Ennis an email champ? Why should anyone be called that? But this is what we're talking about. Once again, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, you can join us on Discord and Twitter Spaces. Let me see. Looks like we got the first super chat of the day. This is coming from C Soldier. He's been a member for 14 months on that contender level. He said, we don't want Charlo fight anymore. Canelo ain't happening. He might as well go ahead and fight Boots. That Tim fight don't entice me. Well, I hear that for sure. Honestly, I wanted to put at the end, like, he should have fought Crawford at the end of the time. I mean, he should have fought Boots, but is that he can't because of the contract, right? But honestly, I would have preferred him to fight Boots than be sitting around waiting on Earl, I don't get why wait, right? Like today, I'm watching Pro Box, and Sean Porter is responding to Tim Bradley, who was on the show on a separate episode, and had some very honest evaluation of a fight versus himself and Tim. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I got a little warm. I'm going to have to take off this hoodie. Give me 1 sec here. We're going to let y'all listen to in the meantime. We're going to play some Spence. Wait.
We have new video from a crash that sent welterweight boxing champion Errol Spence Jr. to the intensive care unit. The crash ejected the boxer, but miraculously, he is expected to be okay.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
It's been a miracle, and I'm a blessing from God that, I haven't had anything serious that would have had me out for a year or two, or just would have been, ending my career. None of them guys wish that I wasn't back so fast, but I am back, and I want to fight the top names in the division.
I have to ask you about your eye. We were all worried about you when you had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight.
I want to fight, so
but you could have gone blind.
Yeah, one eye. I got another eye.
WBC of IBF welterweight champion of the world.
That's why I sound bad, and I told people I didn't want to tune no fight. I've been getting a second chance in life.
We're back. We got a $2 super chat coming in from High and Low Sports Centrum. This says, the boxing voice is more. Appreciate you, champ. Certainly appreciate you. Once again, if you want to call in, the number to do so, 1-425-569-5241. If you want to voice your opinion via Discord, go ahead and request. Same with Twitter Spaces. Phone lines are open for anyone that wants to voice their opinion.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
We going out to Brandon on Twitter.
Hey, can you hear me?
I do.
Okay. So my question is, why did they strip him of the title if he's literally like the greatest? Well, he's now the best welterweight currently in boxing right now after beating Spence, which basically solidified his greatness, undisputed pound for pound. And they want to take his belt away. Why is that? Just because I know he has a rematch clause, all that sort of thing, but okay, you have a rematch clause with Spence again, so that means there's going to be a Errol Spence 2, Crawford 2. Yeah, that's cool. Can he do both? Can he do the boots fight first and then do the rematch? You know, just make a different priority a list of what you're doing, and then do both fights. And that will, if you win both fights, you're definitely without a doubt the best champion in the world. But if you refuse to do the boots fight that they're asking you to do, well, that's a bad decision because then that means that they're going to take your belt away. So you want to be undisputed, and you want to get the money for the Spence fight, because I'm pretty sure the reason that he has a rematch clause with Errol Spence is because it's a huge contract bonus, something along those lines, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. Do that, but don't refuse to do other fights that people are trying to get you to do, because you have.
I mean, again, what about the contract?
You have something.
I don't know that the word refuse would be the right word to use in this situation when he has a contract. So, is it refusing or is it just being bound to a legal document?
Right. Well, is he unable to basically void the contract, do the boots fight, and then rejoin the contract once the Errol Spence fight happens on a later date?
Only way that could happen is if Earl allowed it, right? Because Earl has a contract for an immediate rematch. So Earl would have to allow that, and then they would have to have, I guess submitted that to the IBF within, the right time to say, hey, look, Earl decided to let me do the mandatory defense and we'll revisit the rematch later. Give me an extension or something like that.
So Earl has to actually agree to this happening before it actually happens. So if that's the case, I mean, we haven't seen the contract yet, but I think he should be able. Not saying maybe you're right. Maybe there's actually a part of the contract where it states explicitly that he's not allowed to participate in any other fights besides the Errol Spence fight. And until he does the Errol Spence fight, then he can do the Boots fight. And so they put Boots as number 1 undisputed, and they gave him the belt, which is cool. Maybe Crawford can climb back up to where he was because he was at a better spot previously. When he's the best welterweight right currently, and everybody knows that he's the best welterweight, it's better for him. It's better for the welterweight division. It's better for his brand, whatever he's trying to build, and he needs to do both fights, in my opinion, within next year at least. Within the next year.
All right. Looks like we got King Rari. What up?
Yo, Ness, can you hear me?
Perfect.
Hey, man, I want to start off I got to give you a big shout out, Ness, man. I'm going to do it again tomorrow because I feel like the time of the day right now, it just ain't a good time. But I just got done listening to your video earlier with Bill. I got to give you your props because you was asking the right questions. You was doing what you supposed to have did, bro. And that is why you got the top platform when it comes down to this boxing shit, man. These folks don't have the relationships they have like you. And these folks not willing to go against whoever, whenever, to get the answers that you or the people may need to clear up what's going on in this boxing community. And I just got to praise you for that, bro. I really do.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
On to the topic. I feel like low-key, I ain't mad at it because Bud already sort of put out there he wasn't going to fight Boots. The year over. Spence ain't fighting, and Bud ain't really trying to be in no negotiations fighting nobody else. So it's like, what more can anybody else do to keep the sport moving in the direction that it's supposed to be moving in to get these fights happening? Because a lot of people should have been, like with the email situation, I look at that sort of different because Boots couldn't get the belt if Crawford wasn't gonna fight him. Crawford already said he wasn't really gonna fight him. So what the man had to do, sit and wait for the Bud and Spence rematch, however long that would have took. Then let's say Bud won again. We all know Bud wasn't gonna stay at 147. He was gonna drop them belts and move up to 154. So it just would have been a long, drawn out process that just got nipped in the bud. At the end of the point, that's funny. But at the end of the day, the fight ain't happening with Spence right now. Bud could have negotiated something with Boots if he really wanted that fight to keep that belt and keep things moving forward, but he didn't do that. And things like this has to keep happening because people keep avoiding each other. People keep avoiding fights. People keep avoiding mandatories. And that's just not what the sport need right now, especially with Showtime going out of business. So eventually, if these folks ain't fighting and giving us what we want and what we need, who gonna really be putting up the money for any of these other regular fights? Same way how y'all talk about Ryan ain't fighting nobody, the Tank situation ain't fighting nobody, or Shakur ain't fighting nobody, or Charlo or anybody else ain't fighting nobody, Big Charlo. It's just like you have to start forcing the hand of these boxers to be able to do what we need to be done for the business and for the people. So that's all I gotta say, my brother. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to the Boxing Voice, man. Y'all like, y'all subscribe, y'all retweet, man. Y'all repost, man. Y'all support Ness and Danny to the fullest, man. You have a good night, brother.
Appreciate you, King Rari, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate, obviously, the kind words and the support. Again, free ways to support the show, hitting that thumbs up, subscribing, grabbing someone else's devices, subscribing. We need them numbers. Numbers is power. You already know what it is. We're trying to continue to grow, and without your support, it's just not possible. That being said, we're going to keep the phone lines moving. Looks like we got Big Stepper right back at us. Fat $20 super chat. Don't forget, Big Stepper sent his $25 to be part of this Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame title bag raffle. We're going to tell you all about it and what comes in that bag in just a second. We're going to read this $20 super chat from Big Stepper. He says, Spence and Crawford need to get it together. This back and forth about the weight is the reason the fight didn't get made. Now, if Crawford fights Boots and wins, what would that make him? 3 times undisputed? I like it. Hey, what if it's strategic? What if Crawford dropped the belt on purpose to make the fight with Boots bigger? Kind of like Clarissa Shields. It's not bad, not bad. I mean, you gotta think outside the box. Damn, Big Stepper right back at us with a $10 super chat. I don't like the term refusing to honor the contract. Maybe there was a debt on the line for an actual signing of the rematch. That was in the contract that we don't know about. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot that we don't know about, based off. It's just, private negotiations, a lot on the line for both men. So I can see us not knowing it. But looks like we got Cliff on the check-in. Connecticut, what up?
Yo, it's a lot to unpack here. Yeah, I might have to fucking use a motherfucking counterpunch. First, I want to talk about your shit with Bill Haney after, though, because I just seen that. I must have fell asleep that day when you had an extra long conversation. But I don't know why they do this to fighters and take the belt away. Like, Canelo seemed to not have this trouble, but I don't know. I mean, Buzz having that problem. But I feel you were saying, like, they shouldn't. Why should they call Boots the email champion? Because he didn't earn the belt, he didn't win it from somebody. So that's what you are by default. it's an insult. But after you fight a few times, defend it a few times, that stigma will leave. But right now, you got the belt by default. It is what it is. So you are email champion. I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. You didn't earn the belt, so why should we?
I don't think we should call anybody an email champ. I feel like the only people calling Jaron Ennis an email champ are the Bud Crawford fans that did not want Bud to fight Jaron Ennis. Because there's plenty of Bud Crawford fans that wanted him to fight Jaron Ennis. But the ones that didn't, the ones now shitting on Ennis, calling him an email champ.
See, and that's funny because I'm one of the ones who didn't want him to fight. Not that I don't want him to fight it, but the fight don't make sense as a business because y'all know this is a business. So how is he gonna fight Boots? Like it's not enough money in it. Unless Boots want to fight for 10%.
That's why I like the Bible. It's called "Do unto others as you want others to do unto you." It's called "Don't do what they did to you." Earl made you wait. Keith Thurman made you wait. They played keep away. They talked about this side of the street, that side of the street. They talked about don't nobody know you. You ain't popular enough. So now you're going to do the same shit to Bud? I mean, to Ennis? You dropped off, my friend? Check, 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 check. We'll be back. We'll be back to Clifton, Connecticut. I don't know what happened. Hopefully that doesn't mean that the phone lines are down. Try that number, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1, one time. Voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People Hotline. We're talking Terence Crawford being stripped by the IBF once again. Not the first time they do it. Last time, the IBF mandated Lipinets to fight Bud. And obviously Bud was like, bro, I'm not fighting you.
You may feel like it's your time.
And dipped
but it's
off.
Not your time.
You feel me? And the belt got vacated. And they doing it again. This time, though, there's a rematch clause. This time there's a big super fight that actually moves the needle for the sport, actually means something for the sport, for the division. The fact that they've stripped them now, I'm not really understanding it. Not really rocking with it neither. But if you hit that thumbs up, we're going to keep these phone lines moving. If you want to get these great opinions from these wonderful callers, come on and support this show. It's absolutely free to hit the thumbs up. Absolutely free to go ahead and share the show on your social media. Let me see where we at on these thumbs. Are y'all being greedy or what? Only 139. That sounds very greedy. Very greedy. We going out to High and Low Sports Central with another $2 super chat. He says the boxing voice is made. Not just yet, baby, but we working. Francisco Velasquez with the $5 super chat. He says the best boxing show on YouTube. 2 thumbs up, 3 thumbs up emoji, and 3 clinging beer mugs. So cheers to you, my friend. We're going out to Tyron on Twitter. What up? Champ. No check-in. Big If on Discord. What up?
Yo, salute, man. You hear me?
Loud and clear.
Salute, man. Hey, yo, big up the IBF, man. I'm rocking with the IBF heavy, man. None of that WBC, Adonis Stevenson, what's the other man? Charlo, Nello, Fury, none of that stuff that the WBC does with arbitrary rules and everything is all politics and all that kind of stuff. Salute the IBF. To me, the IBF in the last couple decades, they've been like my favorite belt. Because if you don't meet their stipulations, they strip you. They're not doing all that favoritism and all that, man. That's how the belt, the sanctioning body should be, man. Without arbitrary politics, you go to the website, you can't really see defined rules and all that kind of stuff. But salute to them, man. Duke to me, Ennis to me is not an email champ. That's the rules. He got, homie got stripped. He did not meet their stipulations, and he's the next guy. So salute to Ennis, man. I just want to see Ennis, fight whatever big fights are available for him at 47. And that's it, man. But anyway, salute to the IBF, man. And I'm out.
All right. For those watching on YouTube, this says breaking. Bozy Ennis admits that Boots was offered an opportunity to fight Terence Crawford via Black Prime. When asked to sit down and talk, he insisted that Showtime be involved and that he didn't know what he was doing. Bozy also expressed his love and loyalty for Steven Espinoza while accusing Black Prime of trying to be slick for attempting to make the fight. So just reminding anybody and myself, right? Because I'm kind of like, yo, don't call him an email champ. Don't strip Crawford. But Boots would have gotten a shot. It would have been Boots and not Avanesian, a.k.a. whatever y'all used to call him when y'all made jokes about him. We going out to J-Mac. What up? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while we waiting for J-Mac to connect.
Yo, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Email champion. The only problem I had with that, being that I'm such the biggest Laura Haney fan, I remember the ridicule of when Laura Haney accepted his belt after Loma took the golden belt and whatever it was called, the trophy, and chose not to fight him. So the pettiness in myself want me to relive everything that Devin went through when he got his belt. But nah, I won't spin it. I'll just save it for a crazy Boost fan that get back there or get on the show talking craziness. I always gave Jaron the respect deserved. It's just when they get on there talking about he'll beat this, he'll beat that. My thing is who he's fought to prove this. They say he got to fight somebody, which is true, but I just don't think he was ever the level of a Crawford at least. I don't know. I think he deserved the chance to be a champion. I know he has been put in a position of trying to say he wanted to. I do think on the Bozy had the opportunity to let him fight, and from my understanding with the contract on Showtime, like I say, I repeat my understanding, they didn't have a contract with Showtime. They just was being loyal to fight only on Showtime. So he could have stepped in and fought Bud on Prime if he did really want that fight. That's something that I was said back around the time when Bud was saying that he turned down the fight. And I guess Boost didn't have a clue or understand what he was talking about. But Jaron does deserve the opportunity to fight. Maybe it is a grand scheme and plan for it. My biggest question, like you Ness said, why did they do it in between the fight? That's what I'm a little confused at. And maybe it's probably because Bud moving up. Last time he was stripped of the IBF is because he was moving up to 147. So maybe this fight is at 154, and they already he already told the IBF that he won't be fighting the mandatory, so they just went ahead and got to it and gave Jaron the gave the belt. So there's a lot of what if. I think if I follow what boxing and what consistency told me, he probably moving up and going a different route. So that's why the IBF went on a different route and just went ahead and gave Jaron a chance to be lifted and elevated as the belt holder. This is for potential and future arguments with the Boots fans. He did have the chance to fight Bud. He chose not to. He went the safe route and he got elevated and they emailed him his championship belt. That's my call. You got something you gonna say to me?
I do. I'm just trying to figure out how to present it because I'm doing it as a poll as well. But
I got my boomerang. Am I using my boomerang on this, or what we doing?
No, sir. No, sir. Calm down, man. Why you act like I don't be treating you good, bro? Damn.
Yo, man, you put me on a timer, man.
Come on, man. I'm about to make a poll, right? How much should Emmanuel Stenonius, Giovanni Stantilian, Cody Crowley, what other names? Mario Barrios? Are those names that I've mentioned all in the same basket in your opinion?
I like Mario Barrios. I like Stanionis. Who else you say?
Cody Crowley, Giovanni Stantilian.
And what about the dude that got caught cheat? Eddie Hearn fighter.
Okay, kind of Ben. Let's throw him in there too. Yeah. Anybody else?
I will say Ugas, but actually, oh boy, moved up after he beat Ugas,
Damn, they
so
ain't got
that's
Connor
probably
in
the
none of
only
these
name.
rankings.
And what happened to the dude Ortiz? Is he like,
Nah,
is he
he
having weight
moved
issues
up.
or some shit?
Yeah, he moved up.
All right, so that's it. That'll be it. And Keith to what? Far out the loop?
He won't fit this discussion.
Okay.
I don't got enough characters, but hopefully y'all understand that. So the question is going to be, how much should Amanda Stenonius, Giovanni Stantilian, Cody Crowley, Mario Barrios, Connor Ben ask for? Obviously, I can't say ask for and put money. Let me see if I can put dollar signs though. But yeah, so my first option, how much is that fight? To fight Boots Ennis. That ain't fit. So I'm going to have to take out their first names. Because the question is, how much should these people ask to fight Boots Ennis?
I think the purse should be what? Boots probably with a belt now. I don't know what he been getting paid. I think has he been getting paid $1 million yet?
I don't know, but I just want your opinion. Regardless of what you heard he got paid or didn't hear, I mean, what you think is these opponents should ask for?
I think that if they're going to a championship fight with Boots, I think they should at least be I think for 5, and it's probably reaching because Boots ain't did no pay-per-view. I see like a $4 million purse, and I see 1 mil for at least the opponent. If that's realistic for any numbers. I mean, I'm not big on what they getting paid, but I don't know what Boots do or what they would give Boots since he ain't never did no pay-per-view.
Yeah, I don't think Boots made $1 million yet. I don't know. Somebody gonna have to send that.
But I can see Boots getting a $2 million payday, and on the fight, like if he fight on one of his fight, if especially on his on pay-per-view.
I'm more
I don't know if
interested.
those guys will be pay-per-view fights.
I'm more interested in the opponent. What should they be willing to take to fight Boots?
I think his biggest opponents out them two would probably be Barrios. I don't know if it'd be Barrios or Stanionis. Maybe the Eddie Hearn fighter might be the biggest if he did it, but I don't know if Boots would want to do it in the UK. That would probably make it the biggest right there. But Barrios is a solid name right now because Barrios actually is he making that tank win. He making that tank win. That tank loss. He kind of revived his name. That tank win actually looks a little good and it aged well. So I like the Stanionis, the Barrios, and the Conor Ben fight. I think the Conor Ben might be the biggest due to the fact of you being in the UK. That probably be the biggest for is asking for the purse splits and shit like that, where they'll probably have a problem with it, because he may have an argument that he make more money than Boots. But I think the fighters at least get paid over $1 million, honestly, fighting Boots. But that's gonna be the thing. Next thing, how much is it worth the risk of getting in there with him? And that's what it's gonna be. What it is, pretty much. They gonna be on that that Shakur tip.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna Google Boots' purses before going to the next caller just to see, because I'm pretty sure he hasn't made $1 million. And Jaron Ennis, he just got the belt. He's gonna have 2 mandatories because he picked up a vacant. So yeah, we got purses. I'm gonna go to a call in the meantime. Supermax, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
So, I guess we don't know all the details.
Max, hold that thought, champ. I got counterpunch I ain't go to. I'll be right back. No disrespect, but you know how it go. Cliff, what up?
I don't know when I cut out, so I really don't know where y'all left off. What I was saying, but I'm gonna shrink it. And it's good that you said what you said about the money. All right, to fight Boots, you deserve whatever you would have got to fight Spence or Crawford, because that's what type of beating you're about to take. And Boots can't deliver you that type of purse because he hasn't earned it yet. That's why instead of handing him the belt, they make him wait and let him dethrone fucking Crawford the right way, because then the popularity would have came with it, and now people could get the proper money that they deserve for that type of ass whooping. But for Crawford to fight him, you don't want to fight him because you're just not going to make enough for somebody like that. And legacy is dead for Crawford. It's all about money. He's cemented already. He's arguably a top 10, maybe top 5 fighter of all time. If he ain't getting in your top 10, he's damn sure in your top 20. So Boots is too fucking good to be getting beat the fuck up for a little bit of money. He's going to beat the fuck out of you just like Crawford would, and you're going to get $300K for that? $1 million? Fuck no. Stay away from that man until you could get paid, unless you're hungry and you need your legacy, because you're gonna lose. If you could beat him, fight him. If you can't beat him, why the fuck you gonna fight him and get paid that little bit of money? I don't get it. So that's my stance on that. But I want to touch the Bill shit, because I must have fell asleep that morning. I'm never ever gonna call you the Haney voice again. You stood tall and you did what you had to do. I respect that. But I feel like Bill answered your question in riddles and you wouldn't accept it, because you kept saying in that interview well, Bill, what did y'all talk about pay-per-views? Am I there? Is my phone fucking up? Because I don't hear you responding to me.
Are you here?
And that's
I hear you. I hear you, bro.
All right.
Oh,
okay. My shit. You was real quiet. I don't know if you tried to cut me off. My shit fucked up last call. I didn't know if it fucked up. And the Bill shit, you stood tall, but he answered your question in riddles. You kept saying, "Yo, did you talk to Shakur about the pay-per-views?" Because that was the last key to what the puzzle you was trying to get solved with him. And he did answer that, but without directly answering it. He kept telling you that he don't know what the network is going to do with the fight. They might offer a pay-per-view, they might not. So because he said that answers your question. Of course he didn't talk to Shakur about a pay-per-view, or he couldn't tell Shakur that there would be a pay-per-view, just because he told us that the networks do what they want with the fight. And so he wouldn't know until the end. So basically, Dev saying it was more, 4 times more than what Shakur would get, and Shakur saying it's not even what he's making now.
Like it's your time.
We'll never know. But everything else, in the middle of that, all your questions was answered. You just had to piece up what the fuck he was saying, because he spoke so much. And they say, person who lies, just listen, because if they keep talking, they're gonna tell you the truth, because they're gonna keep talking, cover their lies. And
Champ, that was the bell. Trying to give you a little second to find a goodbye note. Max, what up?
Yeah, we back.
Yes.
So I guess until we learn all the details of why he was stripped or
Shit,
why
Max,
Boots,
bro. You, my bad, bro. Tyron with the counter punch.
You good?
I got you, bro. I got you. After Tyron is also looks like
what's
Brandon
good with you?
Jones too. Go ahead, champ.
Yo, what's good, man? How you feeling, man?
I'm great. And yourself?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, man. Be able to tune in to another show, man. God
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. If I go a little bit over, man, just bill me.
Well, you got
real
2,
quick
man.
on
You
the.
got the counter and your free call, so you got 6 minutes.
Okay. For the Boots, getting tired. He's not an email champ. Boots been calling for this fight. Against Crawford and Spence. We know that if Spence would have won, undisputed, he was gonna move up anyway. It's just unfortunate for Boots because as that talent that he has and ability, he's a future star. It kind of sucks for him because like, okay, where do I go now? Showtime, is not about to be on. Showtime leaving. PBC, they don't know where they're gonna go. So I feel bad for Boots, because he deserved a big fight to show the world how great he is. And it would have been a big, big fight for Crawford to accept that. Unfortunately, I don't know, the stipulations with Bud and Spence, but Bud should have been like, look, we're gonna rematch at 147 with Spence, take it or leave it. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and fight Boots. That's why I have so much love for Bernard and that guys that stay in that division and defend and defend their titles, man. And I just saw, it was crazy. I just saw on Danny just posted with Shakur, they asked Shakur, if Tank was to, materialize and offer you less than a 60-40, are you willing to take it? He was like, honestly, why would I not take it? Gervonta is the biggest star in the sport, and that's what's wrong with the sport. You're gonna get less with Tank than you're gonna get less with Tank, but you're willing to fight Tank, but you're gonna get more with Devin, and you weren't willing to fight him for all the belts. It just shows where the sport is going, man, and it's very, very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you wouldn't take less money to fight Gervonta because he's a big star, but you would have got more money with Haney and the opportunity to see all the belts. It's like, yo, what are we really fighting for? What is boxing really heading towards? It was crazy because yesterday I was watching, Rocky, and you got Creed, you got Southpaw, you got all these boxing movies, right? And the thing that really stuck out to me is the underdog story. When we watch these boxing movies and these guys lose at first, they become our hero. We want them to get back in there and win. We want them to fight for the legacy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hypocritical how the boxing movies are and how the real sport is, man. And it's just sad how it's going, and it really sucks. You got Teofimo Lopez, man, I'm a huge fan because he's putting the work, and I feel him. He's not getting compensated for the hard work that he put in, while others is being promoted more, or let's say got more followers or more known that get more money. But it's like, yo, I've been putting this work for how many years? I should get compensated. I should be on that big stage. You know what I mean? So it's very frustrating us to see where this sport is going, man. I would have liked to see Bud face Boots, get Boots, that shot. You know what I'm saying? Let them show his greatness. You're going to go up to, 54 and rematch Spence, then we're going to go. Canelo not going to fight you. So Spence really, Bud is in a hard, in a rock and a hard place, in my opinion, because like, okay, where do you really go from here? Fight Boots, stay in your division. You got undisputed at 147, so stay in there and defend them. You know what I'm saying? That's the true greatness of a fighter. You conquer that division, you stay and you conquer and you defend your titles. Don't just, okay, yeah, I got these titles now. It's just time to move up. And it's just a trend in the sport of boxing, man. That's why I got so much respect for old days, man, because boxing stood for something. Now it really don't stand for anything. It's just like, hey, I can come in as long as I got followers, as long as I'm popping and this and that. And I feel where T.O. come from, because T.O.'s like, look, my job is to fight. Your job as a promoter is to promote me. And it's like these promoters is sometimes lazy, in my opinion, man. It's lazy. Yeah. I think the biggest fight, if Devin Haney, I tried to call it earlier, but I had to, go back to work. But the biggest fight to me, if Devin Haney beats Regis, is Devin Haney and T.O. Both common opponents, father and son versus father-son. Both have beaten the top guys at 140. You can't get any bigger than that. And I know people want to say, oh, well, he lost to Kambosos. So what? He lost to Kambosos, but he got knocked down. He came back and gave us a great, great, great fight. And since then, yeah, he's been up and down. But hey, everybody performance is not going to be A1. But we know when it's time to perform, when it's time to put up, he's going to show up and he's going to put his best foot forward. And that's why we need, as boxing fans, man, we got to stop, down in the fire because of one bad performance or one loss. Because at the end of the day, they're still great fighters, man. I can name many, many champions that lost and still came back. And that's what the sport is about. The underdog, man. Okay, yeah, you lost. So what? Get back up. I'm still around for you. Let's go. That's what's life about. That's what boxing about. And that's what boxing used to stand for me, man. Seeing the great fights and fighting for something, fighting for legacy. fine to say, hey, I'm better than you. I don't care about the money. No, I'm better than you. I gotta prove something to me. Look at the Rocky movie with Apollo Creed. He wanted to fight Rocky again because he won. People like, oh no, I lost. But no, I'm about to go back and I'm about to prove to myself. And that's what boxing is about, man. And that's what drives people to the sport. The underdog story. People, okay, you lost, but I'm picking you back up because that's what life's about. And you can relate to that fighter. But nowadays it's like, no, you lose. No, go to the trash. Oh, we fighting for money. We fighting for this. And absolutely, you got to get paid because it's a dangerous sport. But come on, we cannot lose focus of what really built the sport, the foundation of the sport, man. But that's all I really got, Ness. Shouts out to Ennis. I don't know if he gonna make another million. I mean, $1 million in the next fight because it's tough. What opponents that he can be in there that's gonna make that much money. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like the opportunity to get the belt versus Terence Crawford would have been great. It's unfortunate, but Boots Ennis is no email champion, man. He's a dog. But that's my call,
Champ, that was the bell. That was the bell. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. We got to go ahead and drop a bomb for well, actually, shout out to you. That was a great call, man. A lot of energy. Love that energy. We wish more callers call in with the same passion, if not more. We got Brenton, and he says $20 first and foremost. And he used the Cash App, so we ain't lose none of that. And he said, Ohio in this bit. Smoke something. Oh, you already know. I'm going to smoke something. Appreciate you. And he put 2 party emojis because it's a party up in here. We're about to light up in just a bit. We got a counterpunch courtesy of JB4 Super Max. Damn, Max, they want to make sure you get in.
Yo, who sent that in? Shout out to them.
JB. James Benitez.
Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you, James. Yeah, so what I was going to say is it all depends, I guess, on what the details are as to whether or not he was stripped, whether he vacated, because if they stripped him, I think that's rather egregious. I mean, 103 days.
Well, they stripped him.
They
stripped him. It says the article says they stripped him because he couldn't comply with the order to fight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like somebody else mentioned, maybe he informed him that he's gonna be moving up, or because, man, I mean, we saw the numbers. 103 days versus, and I'm the biggest Spence fan, but Spence, man, I was at the Ocampo fight. That was a long ass time ago, man. That was the last mandatory, so it's that's the thing with Undisputed, though, man. The politics get in the way. You win all the belts, and it starts getting, let's be honest. Unless you're Canelo, these belts got to be defended when they say so, or they're taking. They're going to take that split. As far as what Bozy said, look, I get it. There's going to be 2 sides to that coin.
But, Mr. Texan, Mr. Earl Spence fan, it's a little bit unfair of the IBF to treat.
Yeah, I agree.
To treat Crawford that way when Earl Spence got damn near 3 years without fighting that IBF mandatory and never got stripped. And
that's what I'm saying.
My man just won the belt in July. Damn.
We just said the same thing. I mean, that's why I said that's egregious. If they're just stripping him just to strip him, we got to find out all the full details. I'm sure they'll come out.
I need you to denounce the Cowboys, man, because of this shit.
Bro, you crazy, bro. That's like me no longer being Supermax, dog. It just don't make sense. Also, to go with what Bozy Ennis said, Bozy Ennis said, look, there's 2 sides to that argument. There's going to be the side that says he had the opportunity to fight. And hindsight being what it is, he probably should have took that chance. But at the time, 12 months ago, I don't know that Boots wanted to take the risk of maybe doing bad business with Showtime or, getting on the bad side of that, because that's where he was with. So it's a double-edged sword there. You're going to have people that defend it that say Boots was being loyal. You're going to have people that say he had the chance to duck Crawford. So this is going to be Honestly, this situation might be the best thing for Boots because it's gonna drive the argument. You know, did Bud duck Boots? Did Boots duck Bud? You know, those debates are what makes these fight great. So maybe this could be a blessing in disguise. But
You may
I'm not gonna
feel like
call
it's your
Boots the
time,
email champion.
but it's not your time.
Um,
All right, Champ. Well, we appreciate you. We got a counterpunch from Marion. What up,
Oh yeah. Hello, can you hear
Marion?
me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my thing with Terence Crawford, I'm a Earl Spence kind of fan. I like bro, whatever. I'm really a Tank fan, one of them crazy Tank fans who gonna call in talking all that shit when he fight. But we here for Terence Crawford right now. I'm happy he got stripped because it's the next man up. Like, what am I sitting here fighting for my whole life? I want to be a champ, and dudes can just hold the belt, you know?
Word.
Like, what's up with that?
But
Life ain't fair, so they can't go saying it ain't fair for him. Life ain't fair.
But it ain't Crawford holding up the belt. It was Earl that didn't defend it for almost 3 years. Crawford just won it in July.
And I agree with you, Ness. We got to break the cycle, though. We can't just be doing what Earl did. Fuck what Earl did. Fight Boots, give him his chance, or let the belt go.
But I got a rematch
You know, you got
clause.
stripped.
I can't fight two people. I got to fight Earl. He got his rematch. You want me to be honorable and honor my rematch?
Man, nobody really want to see that rematch again, though. And then I'm gonna leave that, and I'm gonna touch up on Shakur and Edwin because I didn't get to call it yesterday. I work morning shift, so Shakur, man, he better tuck that chin, keep it real nice and tight, and let Edwin get in. Because if he get in, everybody gonna be woo-ahs and nervous on their feet. Because that dude is explosive. He's a real athlete. I'm an athlete. I play multiple sports, so you can see when someone can really use their feet, get in the ring, move around. But Shakur does got great distance, man. It's gonna be hard for him, but I don't know. I see that fight, man. I don't know. Shakur got one. He's gonna have to show the world for real.
Yeah, man. We play some audio. Shakur believes that De Los Santos is a great boxer, great puncher.
And I'm from LA. Like, I grew up from LA. So when you pull up to another nigga hood and call him out for the fade, oh man, you know you gotta stand on business.
Word.
You gotta stand on business.
He did go to the Prudential Center and do a video.
And I also yesterday when you was on the other day when you was on with Bill, I was kind of confused on why does he not like saying that the 50-50 ain't fair for one belt. I mean, if that's what he wanted to do, why didn't he just do it?
What you mean?
Didn't he want to, when he went to the commission, was that for one belt or all of them?
Yeah, for one belt. You can't
Right.
You can't go to the WBC and ask for a split on other people's belt. You can only ask for that one.
Okay, because I'm a casual turning hardcore, so I'm learning.
Nah, no
But it's not
worries.
your time.
Appreciate you though. You want your free call with that? Everybody does get a free call. If not, you could feel free to use that free call later. It's on you.
Yeah, man. Let me go on and roll over.
Go for it.
So, my thing with Tank, man, people with all these Tank this, Tank that, they know when them dudes get in the ring with Tank, it's lights out. We all know that, man. That's why I feel like Tank should just wait, let them young dudes, Shakur and Devin, build their careers and get right. And maybe they catch them on the back end. Might have a slight chance. I feel like Tank too strong, too fast. They really won't have much of a chance right now. What you think?
I definitely think we need to see the Shakur fight to realize does he got a chance, because obviously that's a southpaw who could punch that he's about to fight. We got to see Devin facing a southpaw who can punch.
And Devin versus Regis.
Yeah, that's the other one.
I think Regis gonna get that late stoppage late.
There you go. That's why we need to see
I'm gonna sprinkle
that.
$20 on Regis for the late stoppage, because them straight lefts, Regis go down to the body, he go up. He may not have the great hand speed, but it only takes one punch in boxing. Hell, in fighting, period.
For sure.
That's all I got, Ness, man. Shout out TBV, man. I'm fucking with y'all. Like, subscribe, y'all. Get off your ass and do something.
Word. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. We got JB Counterpunch.
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Seems like this one of them topics, man, that's going to be paid to call in to speak tonight, man. But I'm going to go ahead and get straight to it, man. So, Ness, man, I mean, there's so many ways you look at it, man. And you know me from me calling in long enough and everything, man. It's some bullshit behind it, man. Because just last year alone, man, when Boots switched over from WBO to WBC or whatever, or whatever the fuck he switched over to, or the IBF, IBF gave Spence 4 months, 120 days before he had to fulfill that mandatory and shit, right? So Boots ain't press it, Boots ain't stress it, none of that shit. You know, this shit's ridiculous right here with Bud coming off of this, and he's already contractually obligated to fight Spence again. And if that's the case, IBF or Boots or whoever, or Cameron Duncan, who probably helped force this issue, why didn't they pull it? Because Spence was negotiating another fight with Crawford. I'm just thinking, man, it's some bullshit behind it, man. Who the fuck? I mean, people said that. Somebody said, no, it's my man Cliff. Cliff, you crazy as shit. Whoever gets in the ring with Boots should get the same money they would get if they were to fight Bud or Spence. The highest paid opponent that Boots fought already might have been Custio Clayton, and he made $150K. Whereas Villa, his best fight that we could probably arguably say, he only made $50,000. Motherfuckers ain't interested in seeing Boots.
Villa made $50,000 in that fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His opponents ain't making no fucking bread, man. So it's ridiculous to say that these guys should get $300, $500K or whatever, because Boots ain't even getting that shit for real. Boots made his most money with the Clayton fight, man. Everything else been reportedly under $400,000.
Yeah, I mean the fight. What fight was in AC? That one, I'm being told that he made $350,000.
That's what I'm saying. And was that the Clayton fight?
No, that's the Villa fight in AC.
Villa fight.
They saying he
the
got
Villa fight in AC.
They saying he got $350, even though that report that you guys says $125.
125 to $300K. It said 125 to $300K, which is wide margin. But if you know it's $350,
yeah. Well, my source is saying he got $350.
Okay, I'm gonna go with your sources.
But his
man.
biggest payday, according to my sources, his biggest payday was on a Tank undercard where he made $500,000.
$500,000. So I mean, so what? We just gonna jump this nigga from $500K to $1 million fighter now with the belt? And who the fuck can he really generate and make his interested to see, man? We see what the welterweight division is now. I mean, yeah, the Barrios win looks good for both. Is aging well good for Tank, and not only for Tank, but for Keith Thurman as well. But let's be honest though, the only fight for Boots to really make some real bread at the welterweight is the Keith Thurman fight, man. Anything else, man, ain't nobody gonna pay for him to be on no fucking pay-per-view unless it's with Keith, man. Let's keep it a bean. And if you would have actually stepped up to the plate to fight Bud or even Spence, in my opinion, he probably would have got his ass whooped. Long story short, man, it got to be Keith or nothing. Anyways, Ness, man, I'll keep the show rolling, man. I love listening to some of this casual talk behind me, man. And I love how you always come back with facts and with your great sources. Anyways, I'm out, dog.
Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the continued support. Thank you for rocking out on 2 shows per day. We definitely appreciate the support here. If you guys want to call in, voice your opinion, don't forget, number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice that opinion. Right here, Voice of the People hotline. We got Twitter Spaces and Discord available. We're going out to NFL. What up?
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, shout out ER. First thing I'm gonna say it, nobody else wanna say they scared. Boots is the email champ. I like Boots, that's my man, shorty the truth. Once Crawford gone, 147, he gonna be pound for pound. But Nah, if you don't fight nobody, get that belt, you're your email champ. Like Shakur, he ready fight for a vacant. Cool, so he gonna be a real champ. But I feel like, I know the whole rematch clause, was contracted to fight Spence again, but didn't they say in that contract it had to happen this year? So if it don't happen this year, that whole contract should be voided.
Yeah, it seems like they agreed to next year.
I missed that. I missed that. But I don't know how true it is. I followed Rick Glacier for real. He said, Boots be getting paid like 1.3 because, Al Haymon be overpaying their boxers. He a little biased against the PBC side and whatnot, but Yo say he get paid 1.3, and that's why like PBC went out of business. You're overpaying.
I mean, if he getting 1.3, I know two people that got sent the offer, and it was 300K, and that's exactly why I did my poll to see how many people are cool with Boots' opponents taking 300K to fight him. So I mean, if you making 1.3 and you offering 3, that's what 4 times, 5 times. It's kind of I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like any opponent he gets, now that he got the belt, 9 times 10 is gonna be pay per view. Any title fighter's pay per view, or anybody with a name and a belt. His opponent should at least get 500, 600. Hell yeah, you don't think?
Damn,
come on, man.
Who you want to see Boots fight that you think on pay per view?
Let me think. You know me, I've been banging my drum. I was saying Boots and Crawford next, but say Crawford not in there.
Yeah, that. No, I'll pay for that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but say Crawford not in there. Hold on, I gotta look at this 147 rank real quick. Hold on, I got it right here. Man, I bet you Keith Thurman to take that fight. You feel you've been ducking him so long, you got a belt, he probably take it.
I guess. See, I mean, I'm a degenerate boxing fan, so yeah, maybe I ain't gonna be mad Thurman versus Boots on pay-per-view, but I might cry because Thurman is inactive, so it's like to get Thurman on pay-per-view versus Boots. I don't know, man.
And they already was talking pay-per-view versus what? Nah, it was Danny and Lauren, and it was Thurman or somebody. I forgot who they had, but that was gonna be pay-per-view. Come on, now she was gonna pay for that.
But you was talking about the Floyd exhibition with Danny and Laura and Thurman and Stanionis.
Yeah, like that. Come on, you got way worse pay-per-views than
Bruh, but you talking about 6 names versus just 2, like Floyd.
6 inactive names.
Yeah,
you ain't. Come on, now.
You ain't lying, but it's still the same inactive name. You just want one to walk across the street to Boots. Thurman still would have been inactive. But that's the call, Chan. Let me get to some other people here. We got a counterpunch from Cliff. He must be responding to James Benitez, huh? What up?
Yeah, I am. But I ain't got nothing disrespectful. Like, he said I'm crazy. But I don't know if you understand my point. It's not like I'm speaking logic. Like, I'm speaking like this. Listen, why would anybody want to fight Boots? He's too good. His skills kind of like price him out. Why take a beating from Boots for that little bit of money? Boots is as good as Arrow and Bud. So he's going to put them paws on you the same way one of them would. And if you fight one of them, how much you going to get paid? You're going to get paid millions. So why even sign up to fight Boots? Boots, you're so good you fucked yourself up. Nobody should fight you because you're going to whoop them at a price that you can't give them. Like, so I wouldn't even, if I was in boxing, if I didn't truly believe I was going to beat this man, I wouldn't fight him. It's pointless. And that's why Bud didn't want to fight him. Well, Bud was going to fight him before he became, he beat Spence and, whatever. But after that, there's no reason to fight that dude. He's too good and he doesn't generate enough money. You can't fight somebody like that. And like the last caller just said, you're the email champion. You're an email champion if you smell the belt. Like, I agree with that. But that's all I had to say. If you fight Boots, you ain't going to make the type of ass whipping he's going to give you. And that's just it. I'll holla at y'all.
So basically, the money ain't worth the ass whooping on his call. I hear you.
Exactly. Would you fight Wilder for fucking 50K?
I mean, I'm not a boxer.
You
and
might let him
Wilder,
knock you out for that.
Wilder's not Boots, and Boots is not Wilder.
But the dangerousness from the fight. You seen what Boots did to Villa? And what did y'all say Villa made?
It's reported 50, but I doubt
How
that.
much did he make versus Speedy? How much did he make when he fought Speedy?
Bruh, I doubt that. 50,000.
Okay. Oh, so you think it's more? You think it's higher, over or under?
Higher, bro, because 50,000. That's like
I
Friday.
hope fucking so.
That's like Friday Night Fights purses, man. That's like Showbox purses. My
For
man
real.
he on championship boxing. It's like hard, and he was the main. He wasn't. Was he the main? Was that fight the main event, or was that a co-main event?
Yeah, it was. No, it was the main event. Shit wasn't even on pay-per-view. Ness, do you understand? Like,
I seen an article
so
though. I seen an article that says that he made 50. I just can't. It's hard to believe that shit, bro. These fight purses is hard to get the true. You know what I'm saying?
But
This ain't
do
a
you
regular. This ain't
understand
the
my
mother
point?
sports. Do I understand your
you're
point?
hardcore, so my
I
advice for
understand
you,
your point, but
yes,
but you setting a bad precedent because now you telling people
I
to
am.
duck
I know I
until
am.
the money right, and so Shakur Devin never gonna happen. Everybody gonna always say the money ain't right.
No, that's not true because Shakur and Devin are on the same level. Know what I'm saying? So that's a different story. I'm saying, like, you can't fight. Shakur and Devin are on the same level. Tank, Devin, Shakur on the same level. So, and Tank, he got the bag. But Shakur and Devin can fight, and there's money in it. There's millions. Devin's getting $6 million to fight Regis. What I'm saying
but it's
is,
on pay-per-view.
if you're gonna,
it's on pay-per-view, and if it
Boots
don't
can't
sell,
get you on pay-per-view, bro.
Huh? What
Boots
you saying?
Can't get you on pay-per-view.
What you mean? Every network don't just put every fight on pay-per-view. It got to be a pay-per-view worthy fight. People don't just say
and
like
Boots
the zone and maybe ESPN Plus could take that chance because they got a certain amount of subscribers. They could see that number of boxing subscribers and be like, we could take a chance. We only need 150,000 people to buy this shit to make $9 million.
Right, but the point is why get your brains beat out for free when you could fight any John Doe? Like, why you fight Cody Crowley? Fight Mario Barrios.
Bro, you out here wilding right now. I don't even know what is your really what is your argument? Like I mean, a dude that never won a belt is never gonna get $1 million just because you fighting a dangerous opponent. That's not how it works. Now, again, this sport is so fucking wacky that I have to go back on what I just said and said that's not to say that Canelo and all these other superstars can't pick a nobody to fucking, get the rust off and pay them over $1 million because that's what they want to do and that's what they can afford to do because they generate hella money. But, like, that's not the fucking average, okay? If you never won a world belt, you probably never gonna make $1 million in this sport. Venom, what up?
Yo.
All
right, so I kind of just tuned in 10 minutes ago, but I'm assuming everyone's a little upset that IBF stripped them.
Nah, man, what's your thoughts?
I mean, since the fight happened, it's been 100 days, right? You said like 103 days.
I mean, July 29th. I ain't do the math. It's July 29th. They had that fight.
All right, so it's been about 3 months. I think that's plenty of time. I mean, Canelo. I mean, we all say
what you mean
when it comes to belts. Because listen, we all say when it comes to belts, IBF is the most respected. They stay true to their words on their rules, right?
For sure. But except in the welterweight division, remember they Ocampos was the last mandatory that Earl made for the IBF.
Oh, so just for the welterweight division. So we're gonna give them a pass.
No, we not giving a pass. We saying you and I saying the same thing, and I said it yesterday on a Spanish podcast, IBF is the only one that enforces their mandatories. But if we look at the history, for the last 3 years, they let Earl do whatever he want. He hasn't had a mandatory since Ocampos. I mean, you know it, I know it. We just saying the same thing.
I mean, that was an Errol thing. I don't know if Errol was bribing them or paying them off. That was an Errol thing.
And that's the point. So if I'm Crawford, I undisputed at 140, and then here you come to my, yo, I got to fight Lipinets. And it's like, bro, I just became super duper champion. Let me try to get a money fight. Nah, you got to fight Lipinets. Well, here, fuck it, take your belt. Now I do it again.
I mean,
and I'm telling you, I got a rematch. The goddamn world knows I got a rematch. And you like, well, you got to fight Boots. I'm like, here, take your belt.
I mean, that sounds kind of like the same story when Canelo just beat Jacobs, and then 12 days later they stripped him for winning that belt. I mean, it sounds kind of similar.
I don't remember.
Don't it?
I don't remember him being stripped. I remember him complaining to the media that Golden Boy didn't notify him, and he would have never allowed himself to be stripped. I remember Derevyanchenko not taking $5.5 million for that fight. I remember a lot different things than what you're saying, though.
I mean, what I remember is it was like 2 weeks after the fight. You're right. Canelo wasn't notified. You know, Golden Boy, Oscar, they were having issues, but they did strip him 14 days right after that fight, and Danny Jacobs was the one who had the belt, so he beat Danny Jacobs for that belt, and then he got stripped. So he never even. That's why the undisputed run never happened at that division, because he got stripped immediately because they wanted him to fight Sergey Derevyanchenko. So it sounds like, I mean, I just want to know if Boots is going to be called a duck. I just want to know if Crawford's going to be called a duck like Loma was, or is Boots going to be called an email champ? Which narrative are we picking?
But it's not your time.
I mean, that's what I said. You seen the stuff I posted in our Discord community. I at first, when the news broke, I did not see people calling Boots Ennis an email champ, but I spoke too soon. There's memes, and that's what they calling them, you know? And I think it's unfair. It's like, bro, I want to fight the champ. The champ got bigger fish to fry. All pun intended. But how you gonna now clown me? But you see the shoe is on someone else's foot, because Haney was actually stalking Loma. You feel me? And people were laughing at him. Jaron had the opportunity to fight Loma, and instead he stood loyal to the network. But they still call Haney an email champ. We got Big Stepper. Nope, we got Jay the Servant, $5. Man, this is a perfect situation for Boots, because now people gotta see him. Possibly, which brings me back to the conversation. Shout out to Hardin. If you ever in Las Vegas, don't forget to head on over to Desert Inn Road. Check out Hardin. Tell them TBV sent you. You're going to get 15% off your order. Make sure you check out my girl, Kiki or Stephanie. Actually, Stephanie or Kiki, in that order. Just because Stephanie, she already knows I'm sending you, and she's going to hook you up with the TBV goodie bag. But because of Hardin, I forgot to get into my story when I started earlier in the show. So hopefully you've already stuck with me all this time. We're going back to that story about Sean Porter telling Tim Bradley how he feel about Tim Bradley being on a Pro Box episode earlier, and saying if they ever fought, he would have whooped Sean. Sean sees it, comes back to Pro Box, gives his thoughts, and the thought of them coming back to fight is brought up. So the host, Jakovich, says, we could probably bring that on a Wednesday night on Pro Box. And my heart almost exploded, because I would love Sean Porter, who is recently retired, to come on and beat the very overly critical and out of shape Tim Bradley. I would like to see that, but I also know that Bradley he's a workhorse, so he could actually get back into great shape. And plus, he fuck with Shakur, he fuck with Dre, he fuck with Crawford, he fuck around and have a great camp, bringing them dudes in to tweak shit with him. But I say all that to say that they said, nah, Pro Box ain't ready for that. And in my head, I'm like, yo, you tripping. Meanwhile, I got Gary Jones' number. We talked the other day. I want to get him on an interview. But I didn't shoot this idea because I'm always doing it in the universe first. They tripping. Bruh, charge me $10. I'll give you 25. I'm not lying. I'll give you 25. I don't know how many of us is willing to give 25 for Porter and Bradley, but 25 times 150 is 3,750,000 plus the gate. That ain't bad. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? That's all right if you only sell 150,000 at $25. Like, I would pay for that. Pro Box, you need to think about that. Doing some of these old time. You already got the Antonio Tarvers. You already got Sean Porter. You got Chris Algieri. Now Chris Algieri don't got to worry about his contract. He could fight Porter. He could fight Bradley. It could be Bradley and Algieri in a tune-up for Porter. Malinagi's there. He's also another welterweight. You can actually build your subscriber base with some of these fights. You got Marquez. Bring his ass back. I'll take him in that mix. He already fought Bradley in the past. You got dealings with Cotto and Cotto Promotions. I don't know. I wouldn't turn down that thought. Like, you could do one-time raise or one-time buy from the app. You already got the fucking app. Like, the fact that you said no, that sounds stupid. You already do fights every Wednesday. Promote it on your every Wednesday fights that's already free on YouTube. The word gets out. Charge us $25. Bring back Malignaggi versus Chris Algieri. Sean Porter versus Tim Bradley. You feel me? And we good. That's a nice card. Roy Jones versus Antonio Tarver. I mean, you could probably raise the price now. You feel me? I'm just saying. But, the reason I said all that is to say, why can't Pro Box call Al and say, bro, let us put on the fucking, the motherfucking Earl Spence rematch? Like, it's all about marketing, right? Like, we already know about the fight. So it's just about telling people where to buy the fight. I get Pro Box is not Showtime. So it may not be as accessible to the world as Showtime was. But isn't it all about finding a location that's willing to put the fight on to let you sell the pay-per-views? Like, hypothetically, can't they just walk that dumbass fight to DAZN and DAZN put it on DAZN pay-per-view? I mean, ain't it the same shit? I hope they got something up the sleeve, and that's why all this is happening. Because if you're Crawford, you've been put in an unfortunate situation where yet again you have to be stripped of the IBF twice now, 140, 147. So it's just it's unfortunate, because the fight with him and Boots would be great if the belt was on the line. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't come back and do it, kind of like Devin and Shakur, right? Like, Shakur picks up the vacant, Boots picked up the IBF, Devin comes back down, Crawford comes back down. Let's see if that happens. I got a counterpunch, though, for J-Mac, courtesy of Jonathan Sims. So whenever you're available, let me know. In the meantime, we going out to Fats. What up? Where you been at?
Yo.
What's good?
What it do? What it do, my nigga?
Chilling.
Chilling. That's what it is, man. Hey, yo, so Crawford got stripped of the IBF. They calling him a duck. I saw that on Twitter, man. I'm like, man, how the fuck they call my man a duck? Like, that don't even make sense.
Yeah,
don't
boxing
he got
fans,
the rematch?
man. Yeah, he got the rematch with Earl still.
Yeah, like, so they must be rematching at 154. It sounds like that. That must be the case.
I mean, so far he still got the other belts.
Right, but it's like, why would they strip him of the welterweight joint if, like, he ready to rematch Earl for undisputed again at 147. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so they must be rematching at 154. It sound like, but you know, them people just trolls, man. All that email chant, you know what I mean? All that talk. It's because you know their favorite fighter at the time, Tank, was trolling Devin. If that's what you want to say, but that's just how I look at it, man. Them niggas just trolling. Ain't no email champ. If that's the case, bro just got, you know, elevated to the IBF super or regular or whatever it is. I know he had the interim before, but now he got the real belt. But the rematch must be happening at 154. And people tripping, they think that Bud ducking Boots, man. Like you out your mind, bro. Like you said, like that's not a big fight for Bud. You get what I'm saying? Like if you know what I mean, that'd be a good fight, but that ain't like Boots would probably feel disrespect if that man offer him a contract and it's like 90-10 or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like like what, you know what I mean? Like Crawford doing all the heavy lifting in that fight. Like it don't make sense. As a fan, as a Bud fan, I would love to see it just because I like the sport, but I mean, I just don't see that happening. That's retarded. You get what I mean? But I appreciate the call, man.
Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you. Good to hear you back. Salute to everybody on Twitter. Go ahead and give us a retweet. Let's get some more callers here to voice their opinion on the situation. We're discussing Terence Crawford being stripped of the IBF belt. Jaron Boots Ennis is elevated. There's actually audio that YSM has now done an interview with Boots Ennis's dad, Bozy, who has given his thoughts on the situation. I haven't obviously been able to listen because we're live here, but we'll check that out as soon as I'm done. We're going out to a counterpunch from J-Mac, courtesy of Jonathan Sims. Salute.
Yo.
What up?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, shout out to Fats because he spoke facts on his last call. I'm struggling because the troll in me, like I said on my last call, I remember the Devin Haney troll. Email champion, and it's so easy to get caught up and sucked into all that bullshit with this Jaron because it's very coincidental, and it's a coincidence that he had the chance to go actually get that belt and fuck around and find out, but he chose not to. And now he got the belt in a manner of how he got it. I don't really have a problem with it. It's more towards his fans. So before I ever come at a Boots fan and I go out here and I start talking about who Boots fought publicly, I start calling him an email champion. I just want to go back to November 9th, 2023, when I am a Boots fan, but I can see some of these callers gonna make me, go at him like that. Cliff, I got $1,000 because it sounds like you got Boots in that fight. If Bud dude, that'd be great and want to go for it 3 times. I got $1,000 on Bud against Jaron. I think Jaron is a very talented fighter. I just think he's young, very athletic and talented. But I don't think he has the timing, the placement, and just the all around readiness to beat a Crawford. And he lucky he don't get stopped in that fight if they do fight. Um, you had another caller named Marion who say he's turned into a hardcore from a casual. He might need to stick around on his casual side quite a bit. I heard his talking topic. Shout out to the biggest casual mall, Mr. Venom. He's so undereducated, man, but hey, man, he's entitled to his opinion, and I love his energy. He tried to compare, saying what we was telling Loma, and you had to remind him Devin was pushing to fight Loma. Loma chose to take a title that was a belt that was never heard of before and was made for only him and Canelo, and chose to go another route and not fight him. So that's the difference in the situations. Is no comparison. You can't say anything different about it. And even if I wanted to make an argument for Boots, uh, I can't make none because Boots actually had the chance to fight Crawford. Unlike Devin was trying to make a fight for with Lomachenko, and Lomachenko chose to go another route. But man, look, I'm trying to stay, on my, I'm trying to stay on my Jaron, my Jaron stuff. But I hear these fans with these outrageous calls. But anybody who's got money, they won't put up on Boots against
You may
Bud
feel like it's your
when this
time,
fight happen. Please
but
bet
it's
me.
not your
I
time.
got money for you, and I'm betting big money. That's my call.
All right, all right, all right. Phone line still open. Looking for your opinion on Terence Crawford being stripped of the IBF. Jaron Boots Ennis gets elevated. We're going out to these super chats. We last stopped off at J Hill the Servant. Looks like we are Big Stepper with the $10 super chat. We not going to mention a fight with Keith. That's a pay-per-view fight and a chance for Keith to get a belt for a fight with Crawford if he wins. We did mention it, but I'm not like trying to publicize that so much because it's like, do we really want to pay for Boots to fight Thurman on pay-per-view off of this long-ass inactivity? Like, this is why I say that we crazy fans, bro. We be desperate for fights so bad that we willing to pay for that. Like, I'm not trying to be the guy to say let's not pay, but I'm also trying not to be the guy to say let's pay. Like, I want to pay for shit for motherfuckers that's active. They got a chance. I don't want to be like, damn, man, what if Thurman would have been active, bro? That shit would have been a fight. You know what I'm saying? If Thurman would have had 2-3 tune-ups, like, come on, man. I got Real Dude Uprising, $5 super chat. He says, came in late. So Boots refuses to fight with Bud earlier. Now he gets a gimme title fight against who? Is Haney getting stripped too? Thinking emoji. Well, he doesn't get a gimme title fight. He gets the belt. He's been elevated. So, he's good. Let's see here. We got Supermax with the $2 super chat. He says January 13th hold is Boots versus Keith title fight at the MGM Grand. Don't even speak that into existence because that would be very unfair to the one and only Emmanuel Stenonius, who's had 87 cancellations in his last 3 fights, right? It's just cancel after cancellation, surgeries, Virgil pulling out. Now you're telling me they offer him a fight with Thurman. That gets canceled, and he's going to also lose the opponent? Man, boxing fans is meanies. We got Matt Bent, 100 on that champ level, $5. He says, daily dose of Tanquil. Nobody cares about no Boots, no Buds. The world is waiting for the boxing messiah to return. Tank's coming soon. Tyrone the Great, $5 super chat says, Matthias's purse split is $350,000 and $153,000. Are the callers telling me that Boots making less than Matthias? Well, remember, this was a purse bid, so this could be Matthias's highest purse because they had to overbid to make sure they get the fight and not lose the rights to the fight. Mad Bet 100. Another $5. Second dose. Boots can't beat Terence. Right now, boxing is for the young lions. Boots a young, talented lion. Beats all at 147. All right, all right, all right. Let's see if we got anybody cutting the line. Yes, we do. We got Average Boxing Fan. Where you at? Oh, for Venom. Venom, where you at? Counterpunch for Venom from Average Boxing Fan. Venom, you're not on the line. Oh, there you go. What up?
Yo, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, shout out to Average Boxer fan. Shout out to my little youngin. But as far as what J Max said, I mean, it sound good. It really does. But I'm just trying to figure out what narrative. Next, I think this is what should be the pool. What narrative are we picking? Are we picking the narrative of Boots being an email champ, or the Bud Duck? There gotta be one. It gotta be one. I think we should just pick as a community. and just run with that.
But why can't neither be true? Why does a champion who was trying to fight a champion get elevated? Why does he have why is it his fault? Why does he got to get the shameful name?
Last time I checked, wasn't Loma trying to unify with Tio? And and then that's how the whole holdup with Devin and all that happened.
Yeah, trying to unify and not fight his mandatory. So now Bud is not trying to unify. All he's doing is
So it's worse.
contractually. No, he's contractually obligated. That's actually worse. He can't do nothing by law.
Okay. So you're right. So I guess automatically we just either gonna have to say Boots is I guess people just gonna have to say Boots is an email champ. I mean, I don't feel no hard way about it. I think I just want Boots to get his shot, just as much as I want Stenonius to get a shot. Like I just want all these young killers to get their shot, because all of a sudden all these 147 pounders who we thought were great, all of a sudden they start disappearing. You got Thurman saying he don't know who any of them are. He don't know any of their names. Then you got Sean Porter, who just randomly retires. Not randomly, but he retires. Then you got Danny acting like he's a middleweight. Errol Spence saying that's his last fight. And then Bud's calling out Canelo. I mean, none of them are trying to fight the young killers. None of them. I'm trying to fuck around and find out who gonna step to the plate. I think this class of
the younger
killers is different.
generation has to step up to the plate, right? Like the Stenoniuses and the.
They've been trying.
They haven't been trying to fight Boots. They got to fight each other. They got to step up with each other, because Crawford and Earl, that's unfinished business. To ask those guys to fight someone that just got in the pool when they've been swimming in the deep end for 5-6 years.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? That's not the young killer's fault.
All right.
I mean, they're the ones who took that long. Bozy Ennis warned y'all. He told y'all that it could be a rematch all they want. They can have that rematch, but it ain't gonna be for Undisputed again. He told y'all. He told y'all that belt's gonna get vacated. He tried to warn everyone, saying that they're gonna have that rematch, but it ain't gonna be for no Undisputed again, because Boots is coming. And now you got Stenonius knocking on the door too.
But it's not your time.
I hear you, man. I don't like people getting stripped. I especially don't like Crawford being stripped by the same sanctioning body twice immediately after Undisputed. And it feels like he's being singled out at this point. It's like someone in the organization should have said, yo, Mr. Peoples, you sure you want to do that? What you mean? No, I mean, I'm just saying the last time, first of all, this was the first man to Undispute. And when he did that, we stripped him right away. Now this is the second male to Undisputed. And we're going to do the same thing again. Are you sure you want to do that? Like, someone needs to be there. But there wasn't. Because in this particular instance, with a contractual rematch, just having won the belt July 29th, they are shameful. They disrespectful. But boomerang for J-Mac.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, I love when my kids quote my name, man. Shout out to my kids in the back, on the back car, man. They know who they are. Benham, he know who he is. Hey, man, look, it's a clear cut. I honestly think I'm not gonna get caught in the back and forth. Bud moved up at 130. When he undisputed at 140, he moved up. I believe the conversation was had. I think they know that he's not gonna fight the mandatory, and I don't know about if they're fighting at 154 or what have you. I just think the conversation was had that he's not fighting them, so they pretty much moved on. So I think that's pretty much what happened. To be honest, I don't think it's take a rocket science to figure out what happened. I think Bud did it before. I think the IBF know how Bud move, and pretty much when he said he's not gonna do it like he did at 140 when he moved up, pretty much I think he's doing the same thing. So that's pretty much what it is. Man, shout out to my kids quoting my daddy's name. Shout out to the TBV, and a shout out to my little niggas in the back. That's my call.
All right. Let's see who is next. Looking like we got B3. B3, what it do?
And that's what it do. How the audio?
You all right so far. We gonna deal with it. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm just in the car. Yeah, man, I just want to hop on real quick and so the situations is very different. I kind of caught the tail end. Loma won a vacant. He petitioned for a vacant, and then he decided to sit out the ring 14 months and not fight Devin Haney, who was the mandatory. Bruce Ennis, he's been in position. Him and Stanley Jonas have been waiting on Earl Spence. Earl, he didn't he had his accidents and whatnot, so he wasn't able to fulfill his obligations. With that said, it's good to see that Boots is champ. I think people they wanna use some form of tactic to kind of discredit Boots. Now they're gonna want to call him the email champ or whatever. That shit lame as hell, to be honest. Because he was in position, and we all heard Crawford on the Breakfast Club. He said that Boots is not really a big fight for him. He wasn't really looking to entertain the Boots fight. With that said, man, shout out to Crawford for being a man of his word, and honoring the rematch that he put in place. Unlike Fury, who, Deontay had to take him to court to get, what they had agreed upon. Bud is going to be a man of his word and handle business and, fight Spence again. So that's just what it is. I'm cool with seeing it again. I want to see him run it back. And I think, the way Crawford looked in that fight, that would be, a more easier fight than fighting Boots. Some people might want to look at it that way. So,
You may feel
he
like
did.
it's your time, but it's not your time.
Appreciate you and the check-in, my friend. Appreciate it. Let me see here. I have just put in our live chat the link for my interview with Bob Santos, where he is doubling down, making sure the world knows Barrio never received the contract for Boots Ennis, just in case, but that he's more than willing to accept one if it comes in his face. We going to J Will. What up? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up while we waiting for J Will to connect on our Discord. Come and join our Discord where the conversation keeps going even after the show. Plus, you get to influence the show by recommending topics in the Discord community. J Will, Ohio. What up?
What's up, Ness, man?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, boss man. It's just some sucker shit, bro. When I first seen it, a part of me wants to wants Jaron to get some kind of clear way to the belt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at for that, but it's just like, damn, why are they, taking that shit away from Bud? Like that shit is just, I don't know, man. It seems like Bud is always getting the short end of the stick his whole career. I think that shit is just fucked up. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like even from a money standpoint, I think they make more money with Bud. So I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. It has no rhyme or reason to it. Now a lot of callers have been calling in talking about calling Boots an email champ. If it's right or wrong, calling him an email champ. I'm old school, man. At the end of the day, either you won that belt or you took that belt from a champ, or it was given to you. There's a big difference in both of those. So in 2023, is the new thing is email champ, whatever. Um, I don't care what you call it. If he didn't beat no man for that belt, there's an asterisk by him being a champ until he really beats another champion, man. I mean, that's just how boxing has always been. I can't say he's not a champ. I'm not going to look at him as he's not a champ, but
How did he get that belt? Oh, it was given to him, and there's a difference in that. But yeah, Ness, man, I just think this shit is stupid, bro. And for people to call Bud I think a couple of calls ago, people were trying to call Bud a duck. Like, how's Bud a duck, bro? Bud's contractually obligated to do this fight with Errol. Now, I'm an Errol fan, and at this point, man, Errol need to just get the fuck out the way. And I'm one of his day ones, bro. And it's like, cause I mean, he's already held up the IBF for years. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, bruh, you holding up Bud from him doing great shit, fighting Canelo, um, so on and so forth. Now he's getting stripped because he's still waiting on you. It's like, Spence, man, either you gonna be 10 toes in or out, nigga. And that's where I'm at with Spence, man, because Bud doesn't get stripped if he doesn't have to deal with this Spence bullshit. So, yeah, man, I'm pissed today, man. That's my call, bro.
All right. We going out to, I believe, let me double check. I think Cliff might have another one. Let me double check, Cliff. My bad. We still got to get to, let's see. We got the Venom. We got Rex out of Delaware. What up with ya? Counterpunch.
Yo.
Coming in good.
Yo. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Your favorite Delawarean. Probably because I'm your only Delawarean, but I digress. What's happening, brother?
Chilling.
I think that I agree with you. You made a good point about Errol, like, not getting his rematch for Undisputed. I think that's a very good point. And because Bud is tied up in the contract, I believe the IBF should have gave him a break. But all of us that know the sport, like, you know how the IBF is. The IBF don't play no games. They've always been like this. So it's like when I seen it, it's like I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, they really did that to him. But at the same time, like, the IBF they're known for doing this mess, man. You know what I mean? So when I seen it, I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised. Kind of upset about that, but that's just how they rock. Really fucking simple. But what I really want to talk to you about, you brought up something a few minutes ago that really, like, caught my attention, bro. I was thinking about this when I was watching Pro Box. When you brought up the matchups as far as Tim Bradley and Sean Porter. This is what I wanted to ask you / talk to you about. I was thinking about that when I saw what Tim Bradley said, right? And this is what I thought. I'm thinking to myself, now, mind you, I was the big Desert Storm Tim Bradley fan, especially at the lower weights, 135, 140. Big fan of his, man. Big fan of Tim Bradley. And with that being said, with him saying he's going to beat the hell out of Sean, I was like, I think you're reaching a little bit, brother. I think you're reaching. Not saying that he couldn't beat him, but beat the hell out of him, he'll beat his ass. Let's think about it. Danny Garcia didn't beat his ass. Keith Thurman didn't beat his ass. Errol Spence didn't beat his ass. And Crawford didn't really beat his ass. I mean, he was in that fight until he got knocked down. Like, nobody really, like, clearly whoops Sean Porter's ass. That shit just don't happen. You understand what I'm saying? So if all these people can't whoop his ass, what in the world make you think you gonna beat his ass like that? Like, I'm gonna beat the hell out of him. Like, it ain't like you're the biggest puncher we've seen. You understand what I'm saying? So when I seen that, I really feel like that was a big reach. I started laughing. I like, Porter gonna be tight about this. But when you think about it, that really seems like a really dope, like, fantasy matchup. Who do you think win between them two?
I'm picking Porter, man. I'm picking Porter for sure. Especially if he's coming back. Like, Bradley, you know, he's been out a while. So fighting shape is hard to get into. So I would be picking Porter. But in their primes, Bradley was actually good, man. Bradley was actually good. He did very well versus Marquez. I thought he beat Pacquiao in the first one. I know it's not the popular opinion, but, you know, I thought he outboxed Pacquiao. I don't think that the work rate and the style of Porter is easy for anyone, man. I probably would have picked Porter, but Bradley, I mean, he beat Ruslan. He got a lot of good wins.
But it's not.
And the only one that is similar to Porter would be Ruslan. Ruslan was definitely nonstop, you know. So, yeah, that would be a good fight. That's what I'm saying. Pro box need to think about that shit. $15. sign-ups or
Yeah,
whatever. I
that
don't know.
that'd be a dope ass fight. For real. That'd be a dope ass fight. I was thinking about, I'm like, you know what? That'd be a really good fight if they fought in their prime. And I was trying to decide which way I would lean. So when you said something earlier, I was like, man, I gotta ask this man about this because I can't really decide who I'll pick. I'm still like kind of hung up. You know what I'm saying? Like I like Bradley back when he was in the lighter weight classes when he fought the other champion. I think he fought a couple people back then. But I liked him back then. He was faster. I like the lighter Bradley. You know what I'm saying? I like Bradley period, but I liked him in the lower weight classes. But them two, that'd be a great fight, man. So I really can't. I cannot call it. I kind of felt like I kind of want to lean towards Porter, but every time that we underestimated Tim Bradley, he pulled off, some good fights. You know what I'm saying? He went for what's his name? Provodnikov had damn near out on his feet. You can't count him out,
Yep.
Yeah, man. Yep, that's what I want to know. So anyway, that's my call. Thanks for taking my call, brother. Take it easy.
All right. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Who is next? I got Jay Billy. What up? Jay Billy. All right. We going to Burrow City E.
Yep.
What up?
Uh, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. I don't really like it, but I'm all right with it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Me, you, everybody calling in. We all know Boots ain't getting that fight. Do we want Earl and Bud again? For Earl to get his rematch for Undisputed? Of course we do. But what's right is what's right, man. That man deserve his belt. He not gonna get his shot. He gonna not but fight Earl and move up anyway. Yeah, I mean, long as it's all Lanier, we all know Earl. If Earl was the win, he'd be undisputed at heart. So I mean, I'm kind of fine with it. I hate it, but I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? It's time to start moving all these divisions along. It's time to go ahead and script Jamal. I don't understand. Out for 2 years, come back, you fighting Jose in a 10th round of non-title match. Script. They should go ahead and go ahead and what's his name? Carlos Adames, right? They need to go ahead and make him full champion. Motherfucker done fought J Rock, Jevinchenko, and who else he fought? I mean, he done fought some good competition. It's time to just go ahead and start moving all these divisions along and keep this shit rolling, baby. Maybe now because now that Boots champ, we can maybe somehow entice what's his name, dude from across the seas, the one Eubanks, not Eubanks, but Conor Ben. Maybe you can get Conor Ben to come on down and fight for a championship now. Yeah, I mean, it's all type of stuff. Possibilities can happen now that Boots got something to fight for. All before he didn't have anything. Now he got something. It's a lot more. It's a lot more on the line than just an ass whooping and a payday. You got this chance to fight for a belt. That's what they in it for anyway, right? So I'm fine with it. I know you probably don't like it, but I'm fine with it, man. That's my call, man.
All right. Jay Billy trying you again.
Yo.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Shout out Ness putting in that motherfucking work. So when I initially saw the post, I didn't really think too much of it. You feel me? I didn't think anything bad or good about it. But after I had some time to think about it, I just feel like this was the play all along. You feel me? Because Boots could have went that WBO route and somewhat forced the mandatory. Am I right about that, Ness? Once because him and Virgil, they were both like they were 1 and 2 in the WBO, and then Virgil dropped out, and then Boots could have went that route.
I mean, boxing politics, bro.
Politics. That's all it is. This was the play all along. So, and I'm a Boots fan, but I'm not going to not call them out on their shit. So all that shit in the post fight interviews, like I want to fight anybody. I want Earl. I want Bud. When he know his handlers behind the scenes was telling him, "Hey man, we gonna stay on this IBF route. We gonna keep on taking these IBF fights, and these guys gonna go for undisputed. They're gonna have a rematch, and they're gonna have to drop the belt, and you gonna get it." You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing the like, if you really wanted to fight anybody, you could have forced Bro's hand. Like if it was really like that. So like I'm really feeling like this was the play all along. This is what they wanted to happen all along, and they just wanted the easier route. You feel me? I can't blame them for doing that, but don't try to play us like we don't know and we don't see what's going on. You feel me? Like it hasn't even been 4 months. It hasn't even been 4 months, and you stripped this man of a belt, and he just went undisputed. So it's really like the sanctioning body's trying to show their power type shit, keep everybody in check. Like nobody's above the sanctioning bodies. Like you think you about to do all this, you think you about to make these big fights, like not without us getting our cut. You feel me? So it's politics, man. That's all it is. It's all boxing politics, and Jaron just has to, he's at the expense. You feel me? Because now we having this conversation. Is he a real champ or is he an email champ? When he could have just went the WBO route, forced the WBO mandatory, and really fought Crawford, because they knew if they stayed the IBF route, Spence wasn't gonna fight him. You feel me? He was wrapped up in everything else. He had 3 belts. So yeah, man, I seen the play. I just peeped it out. I got an epiphany. We see what's going on. So
You may feel
yeah,
like it's
man,
your time,
keep on putting in that work. I'm
but
gonna
it's
tap
not
back
your
in if
time.
somebody say something.
For sure, for sure. Real quick before we keep the lines moving, just want to remind you guys we are doing this title bag raffle. It is a pretty big bag. You could take it on as a carry-on. It's 4-sided. As you see, it's got 4 different logos all around the bag. Actually was given to us by the Boxing Hall of Fame here in Nevada. Also inside is some genuine leather Mundo's boxing gloves, courtesy of Pedro Diaz. Shout out to Pedro Diaz, my boy. Also inside, you'll get these title hat to match, title shirt to go with it. You'll get these title quick wraps to throw on your boxing gloves and not have to worry about anybody wrapping your hands for you. And you get All-American keychain by title is a title, keychain with the American flag. And then we're gonna be throwing in the TBV Sabas genuine leather glove keychain as well. So you'll get this whole title bag. $125 virtual raffle ticket gets you in that. We'll be doing that on Sunday after the fights. As always, we got a counterpunch for Savage, who I believe is B3, right?
Yeah, that's me.
You got it.
Yeah, man. I had to jump back on the line because a lot of people, they sound big mad. Uh, shout out Big Fish. Shout out Big Lock, Big Rematch. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what they agreed to. So, you got to look at it for what it is. Crawford already said, it was tough for him to make 147. So if he locked into a rematch, why he gonna keep paying a sanction fee on a belt that he ain't gonna even fight for? So the same way Dev moved up to 140, WBC already knew if you gonna fight Shakur or we gonna get that belt up out you. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So you gotta just they ain't announced it yet, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta look ahead and see what it is. Bro, locked in the rematch clause. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's not gonna fight Boot, so Boot he gotta come up off that belt. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. You know, a lot of people, know see what happened to Div. So I just wanted to come on and say that real quick, man. Hey Ness, I gotta tell you this real quick. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I like EJ. I like EJ chances. In the rematch, I'm gonna go ahead and be the first one to go ahead and say it. Fuck it. Let's go. I want to go ahead and put some support behind it. Um, also, I wanted to tell you my bookie. They put they had a prop bet after the first fight. For who Crawford next opponent was, and EJ was on there at plus 250. They had Jaron at plus 125. Then they had EJ plus 250. Canelo was plus 2,500 or something like that. So you already know I jumped on that EJ plus 250 easy money. He locked in a rematch clause. We already seen it with Wild and Fury. So I say that to say, man, shout out to TBV, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody on the call and on the check-in. Free CYP. We need CYP. I see Fat don't even be calling. What Fat said? Shout out Fat. Shout out CYP. Shout out J Billy on the call and check-in. J Mac, JT, and I'm out.
All right. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see here. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. El Fuerte, right? What's up?
Yes, sir.
El
What's up,
Fuerte.
bro?
What's good?
Hey, it's my first time calling your show, so thanks for having me.
Appreciate you,
And
man.
my question, I just joined, so why did Crawford get stripped?
Well, because he was not able to comply with the IBF order to defend the IBF, so they stripped him.
But how much time do they give a fighter to defend?
Well, that's the issue, right? I mean, Earl hadn't had a title actual IBF mandatory defense since Ocampos, so Crawford inherited that, and they wanted to do it immediately.
Man, they just fought in July.
I know, bro. It's an unfortunate situation, bro. It's politics. They want to keep the division moving, but IBF is known to do this. This is not their first time.
Yeah. Hey, this is probably off topic, but earlier I was thinking, what do you think about a fight with Ennis and Mario Barrios?
Actually, right now, pinned on our YouTube channel during this live is an interview with Barrios' trainer discussing the fact that he never received the contract for that fight. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fight that I talked about with Bob Santos. Check out the interview.
I got you, man. Thanks for setting my call, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in for the first time, man. We need all you guys to call in, keep the show going, keep it alive. So I got Cody Crowley's trainer willing. I ain't want to really kill the flow. I see a lot of callers, so I'm gonna try and get to y'all. Hopefully he's still available. Ty, what up?
Yo, what's good, Ness?
Chilling. What up with you?
Adios. Hey, chilling, man. Check it out, man. It's like this. Earl said he's staying at 147 to become undisputed. Now Bud is stripped. Maybe Earl don't want to fight again. So therefore, if I'm Bud, I'm going ahead and fight Boots. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud was like, well, Earl was like, the only reason why he stayed at 147 is to fight Bud so he can get undisputed. Now he's stripped. So what is Earl going to do now? Because that's something I didn't hear anybody talk about because I heard from the beginning of the show to now. So what is Bud going to do? I mean, Earl going to do now if the rematch is not for undisputed? And that's been this whole thing, to fight for undisputed at 147.
I hear you. No, I mean, I hear you. It's an
Yeah,
unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm saying? I know Earl want to get his get back, but his goal was he wanted to be 147 welterweight undisputed. He didn't get that. Now Bud got stripped. I want to see Bud in Boots because Boots need his shot. You know what I'm saying? I understand that because Bud been waiting for his shot for the longest. and he finally got it. He won, did his thing. Give Boots a shot. I understand the BLK thing, and they couldn't understand that. But from what I've been listening to, and what I've been listening to over the show for the years, that Boots is tied to Showtime, not Al, but Showtime. So Showtime probably would have felt a way about it, and that's probably why the fight didn't happen then. But it needs to happen now because I don't think Earl want to fight Bud again without a rematch. I mean, without all the belts on the line. That was his goal, to get undisputed at 147.
So Crawford should go fight Boots to bring the belt back to Earl.
I mean, Earl, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. He need to go fight him because Earl, that's what Earl's goal was, to fight at
Chant,
147, become
Chant,
undisputed.
Chant.
Yo,
You do understand that was Earl's mandatory that Earl didn't face. That because Earl didn't
I
face him,
know.
they created another
Earl
belt for him.
and Ness, I'm with you 100% because for years
So
he had
let
mandatories and everybody step aside.
Let Earl go fight
Let
Ennis
him
for his
fight Boots.
IBF and come
Hey,
back and ask
that's even
Crawford for a
better.
rematch.
That's even a better idea. That's even a better. I never thought of that part.
That
Yeah,
sound
Earl
more
go fight
fair to
Boots.
me.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I don't care what nobody. Boots don't bring enough money, man. Please, all of us hardcores and casuals will watch that watch that fight. Whether it's Earl of Boots or Bud and Boots. You know what I'm saying? Everybody will watch that fight or pay for that fight. I don't care what nobody say. Fuck politics. That's the fight we want to see.
You may feel like it's
Thank you,
your
champ.
time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not your time.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Don't forget to smash the thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to get to 1 million subscribers, you know. Might take me a minute, but we gonna get there as long as you keep supporting. It's absolutely free to hit the thumbs up. It's even freer to subscribe. And if you are on our landline, you're like, damn, get to me. Bruh, you ain't hit one. You need to hit one right now. Grab your phone, hit the 1 if you call my landline. That's going to let me know that you're ready to rock and roll and get on the show. We going out to Dom. What up?
Yo, Ness,
What up?
TBD. Yeah, I just want to shout out to all the email champs right now, cause sounds like a lot of people have some ill will towards them. But in a world where I gotta respect Rolly Romero or Jamal Charlo, I'm not gonna put all these asterisks on these fighters. I'm a fan of all sports. I'm an NBA fan. I'm not a Mickey Mouse ring guy when they played in COVID. This is sports. It's entertainment. You just got to live with it. So I want people to just give Boots his props. He played the game. He stayed patient. But I want to touch on Crawford. He tweeted out that the WBA still hasn't sent him his belt yet, and that's crazy. That he probably got stripped of his IBF before he even got the WBA belt sent to him. They wasted no time doing that, but I really don't mind them doing it. It doesn't sound like Crawford was gonna move down to defend him. I mean, not move down. He's moving up. He's gonna always be 2-time undisputed. He's got the contractual thing. So it just moves the sport forward. I feel fans should just get behind it. It is what it is. We got Jamal Charlo ain't fought in 2 years. Gonna fight in the fight, not even for the belt. I mean, it is what it is. Keeps the sport moving. I like the belts changing hands, especially when a guy's through with the division. Won't be the last belt he loses, in my eyes. If you think I'm wrong and you think he's gonna go back down and fight Boots for that belt, so be it. But if you listen to Crawford, he has no intention of that. He's kind of against the organizations anyway. So, he said he might not fight many times anyway. If Boots is one of them, so be it. Maybe he has a path to go 4-time undisputed. That'd be crazy. But I think he's got his eyes on the higher weights. I'd be surprised if he moves back down. But yeah, shout out to all the email champs. We need to stop that toxic shit as a boxing community. That's it. Peace.
Appreciate you, Dom. Thanks for calling in. Anybody on Twitter, go ahead and give us a retweet so we get some more callers in. We're going out to a brand new caller in the 202 DC. Who's this?
What's up, it's Rizzo?
Izzo?
Rizzo.
Oh,
You can hear
Rizzo.
me?
What up? Yes, sir.
What's going on, man? This shit crazy, man. Like I've been saying, Boots is the most avoided fighter in boxing right now. This man can't get no fights. And, people criticizing him, talking about he ain't fought nobody. He can't force nobody to get in the ring and fight. That's a fact. So, Crawford, when he beat Spence, he was talking about moving up to 168 to fight Canelo. Canelo said he not fighting Crawford. So I thought the IBF did the right thing with stripping Crawford because Crawford was tap dancing on, giving Spence a rematch, which I don't want to see. It was a clear victory for Crawford. I don't want to see the rematch. I don't care if it's at 154, 147. I feel like the same results is going to happen. Crawford is just too skilled. I picked Crawford to win. So you got this young fighter, Boots, that got the skills, the attributes. I don't know why Crawford won't give him the fight. People talking about Boots struggle with Karen and then stop him. Well, if I remember correctly, Crawford didn't stop Burns. Mean Machine had Crawford doing the nay-nay. Gamboa had him on noodle legs. So you can't sit up there and criticize Boots. Boots can only fight who's willing to fight. Stanionis first said he will fight Boots. What did he say after that? Oh, I need a tune-up. Cody Crowley talking about he retired. Keith Thurman talking about he wanted $10 million. So what do you want this dude to do? You hear Barrio saying he want to fight him, but when the contract comes across the table, is he really going to fight him? Or he going to be like these other fighters?
What's that contract going to be? Because I'm hearing they sending $300,000 out. Like, ain't nobody taking that shit.
Listen, everybody, old school wise, they fought the best fighters. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me who's Barrio's going to fight?
I'm just saying, bro, when I'm sitting back as a welterweight and I'm watching Crawford make $6.5 million versus his mandatory and what's his name? Sean Porter.
Listen. Crawford, now I'm going to tell everybody this too. Crawford fought David Evanesia. When he had the opportunity, he could have negotiated with Boots. Because Boots was number 3 at that time. He didn't. He picked David Evanesia before.
Champ.
This is after.
Jaron father. You obviously.
That was after though.
Nah,
no. He fought David Evanesia and knocked him out, and then that whole conversation came up. That's what people get confused. It wasn't before he fought David Evanesia.
Boots was supposed to be Avenesian. That's what you're not understanding. Boots was supposed to be Avenesian.
Virgil Ortiz was, but he turned down the fight twice.
No, champ. We talking about on Black Prom when Crawford fought.
I know Black Prom. I know that.
All right, so Boots was offered the fight first.
No, David Evanesia fought Crawford first.
That's the bell, champ. I gotta let you go. You obviously not listening. But that is the bell. You got your full time though. Yeah, but he ain't listening, right? It's just like, bro, they sent that man, an offer. He ain't want to even sit down. They wanted to show loyalty to Showtime, and now Showtime is gone. Looks like we got. What is this? Okay. Coach is available. Uh-oh. My bad, Coach. I ain't know you was ready. So we gonna have to give me a minute here. Let me get Cody Crowley trainer on because he next in line. So we should be hearing something good from him because now is if Boots got elevated, Cody Crowley is next in line, but he's also next in line in the IBF. I mean in the WBC with Barrios. And you know everybody gonna want to have some sort of hardware when they fight Boots so they could get better checks. Coach, what's up?
What's good, champ? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling now that you heard the news?
I mean, that news don't really sway me either way. I mean, I'm happy that he has gotten what I believe he deserves, a title. So I'm happy for him. But I mean, that's him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine, but what do you mean? That's only for him. That I mean, it means something for you guys. I mean, I sent you the rankings. You're obviously up next because it's 2 vacant spots, but I understand you're obviously ranked high in the WBC as well.
Yes, correct. So I'm just saying I'm happy that he got a title. But in the business of boxing, we've been, I've seen people be here for a long time and nothing happens as far as where our rankings are. So whether we 2, 3, 1, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, once we get to fight and we in a ring with somebody good and we're making some good money, that's that'll be financially beneficial to us. But I mean, the ratings and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's just a political game for us.
I mean, as a trainer manager, does this fight make more sense now that he is elevated and it is a world title and not an interim title? Does a fight with Cody Crowley and Ennis make more sense now?
Well, first of all, let me address Boozy, his father, because he went out there saying some stuff that wasn't correct. He's insinuating that Cody didn't want to fight or was scared to fight. He said that a bunch of these fighters, they want to do it, and then when it gets down close time to do it, they pull back, and that's couldn't be further from the truth. We without a doubt want to fight Ennis Boots, without a doubt. We want to fight Earl Spence. We want to fight Terence Crawford. We want to fight everybody who is the best or seemingly the best in boxing and prove that we are the best. That's what we want to do. That's what any champion or anybody who has a champion spirit wants to do. So there's no running from or hiding from in his boots. I mean, so many people were the heir apparent and then they get exposed. Not to say that Ennis isn't as good as they say he is, but I do believe that we can beat Ennis. I mean, I believe that there's a way to beat anybody, and time will tell you that it's always been the David and the Goliath type of situation where someone is seemingly a giant and he gets slayed. So I'm up for that task, and I want that opportunity to get that task. But there's the art of boxing, and then there's also the business of boxing. And the art of boxing is ran by the trainers and the fighters. They study the art of boxing, and the business of boxing is ran by the fans. And the fans, they're relentless and they want what they want. They're kind of like kids that want cake. They want to just eat. They want the cake. They don't care about the vegetables and stuff like that. Meaning that, in the business of boxing, you have to, prepare things and there's certain things that you have to go through and to maximize on the business of boxing. And at the same time, for us, we have been doing a lot of jumping through hoops. I mean, even when we fought Cujatillo, he was number 1 in the WBC, and we fought him coming in as a huge underdog, upset him, thoroughly beat him, and we didn't get number 1. We got number 14. They just barely inched us into the rankings. And it's been a long road for us. It's been a road of doing things ourselves, being self-promoted, just bootstrapping everything on our own shoulders and not having a promoter for 18 fights, and then finally getting, everything was financed by ourselves. We promoting shows in Canada, promoting the show, fighting as the main event on the show, doing all this kind of thing to get where we got to. and then all of a sudden, now, when it's time for when we finally get to the positioning where we're getting recognized as a potential formidable opponent for anybody, now the money, the people want us to accept small dough. That's not happening. That's just not happening. So again, message to Boots: we want to fight you. We want to fight you. Message to Earl Spence: we want to fight you. Message to Terence Crawford: please, we want to fight all y'all. And I'm not saying that in any type of disrespectful manner. I'm telling you, as in the spirit of being a competitor. Why wouldn't we want to fight the best? But at the same time, we want what's due to us. That what we work for. That's what we want. Just be fair. Don't like you ain't even got to overpay us. Just be fair. Just be fair. Like
But coach, there's a lot of different interpretations to fair. Like many believe Frank Martin was being treated fairly with what he was offered. Many believe Devin treated Shakur fairly with what he was offered. 25% of undisputed. So, if we knew what you was offered, maybe I might not think it was fair, but they would think it was fair. You know what I'm saying? So who is up? Who is going to define what's fair and what's not?
And that's why I'm a big advocate for open negotiations. Like, put it out there, what you're offering. So that way the public knows. Like, well, I don't understand why people.
I mean, put it out there then. I mean, you got to lead by
because
example.
Time is at the same time, I'm speaking on somebody else's behalf. Like, that's a PBC as well. There is, I don't want to, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. At the same time, I just really wanted to address what Boozy was saying about insinuating that my fighter was scared of his son and we backed out. There was never a fight with us. He doesn't understand all the facts. And I respect him as a coach and as a father, but at the same time, I'm sure he's been going through the same things that we've been going through, where he may have felt as though his son wasn't getting the just due. So I would expect him to understand these types of things and to also clarify the picture before he speaks ill of another fighter, because no other fighter wants to feel as though they are scared of anybody. And for him to insinuate that, I don't really think that's fair for him to do that. I've never spoke ill of his son or him, but for him to insinuate that my fighter is scared to fight his son, that's not right and that's not correct. And we shouldn't. We're all in the same business. He shouldn't do stuff like that. So as far as the monies are concerned, again, like it should be open air. All the negotiations should be open. What numbers are there? I'm an advocate for that. I'm 100% with that. Let's get the numbers out there. And again, I'm telling you, all of this is subjective. What is worth it to certain people, because everybody hasn't been through the road that we've been through. Your Boots was fortunate enough to be fighting on Showtime all the time. He didn't have to go through what we went through. I mean, you got to walk in our shoes to understand our pain. So for us to get lowball for some money to fight one of the potentially best out there, that's especially when we have other options that you can kind of get the same amount of money for. It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. So there was never a time when they offered anything and we said, okay, we will accept that offer. There was never a time with that. We always said we don't want that. We need more. We never said no. We said we need more to this measly offer that they offered. You understand? So, and I don't know why they offered that number. I don't know what it was, but it was not. It was not. It was nowhere near respectable. It was nowhere near a respectable number for us to take, especially with all the stuff we went through. So therefore, it wasn't that we said we was going to take the fight, and then it came time for the fight, and now we're not fighting Ennis because we got no, bro, no, Boozy. That's not what happened. They never came at us with anything respectable, and we try to get them to come at us respectable. We even, I mean, I hope somebody hears this and then they say, well, let's discuss the numbers, because I'm 100%. I want to discuss the numbers. I want to put everything out there. We want to fight the best. Nobody got time to waste anymore. We want to fight the best. We want to be in those uphill battles. That's what Cody loves. Anybody who knows Cody knows we will fight anybody in their backyard. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
Just to be clear, when you say we got options, are you talking facing Barrios and has that Is that something that's been mandated? Is there a timeline on the WBC fight with Barrios?
Okay, now I'm going to speak from my knowledge and then from only what I know. And further on, let me correct you. I'm not Cody's manager, so I'm not his manager. I'm his trainer, and I advise him from a fatherly and a big brother perspective. Out of love, but I'm nowhere near his manager. That's it. So let's just get that clear. Um, but from but from what I know, our last fight was for the mandatory. It was a 12-round fight against Abel Ramos for the mandatory shot against the winner of Barrios and Ugas. We were lobbying to fight. We wanted to fight Ugas for the title for that shot in the first place, but some politics happened and we weren't able to fight Ugas. And to my knowledge, the talks were, and I could be wrong, the talks were that okay, let Ugas and Barrios fight, and we will have, because we are the mandatory, we will have the winner of that fight. So that's the option that I know. Now, if there was something else happening in some back rooms or whatever, I don't know about that. But I'm just telling you from my knowledge. I don't really try to get into that. Again, my whole purpose of this phone call was just to clear it up to Boozy that what he thought about my fighter was wrong. We did not choke up when it was time to fight him. There was never a fight with me and him, with his fighter and our fighter. But I'm just telling you from my knowledge of what's going on with Cody and the business part perspective. We're supposed to fight Barrios next, to my
Now
knowledge.
let me ask you. Now that the belt is there, now that he is a full champion, is the same offer now worth it because you will become a full champion?
Well, not for the same offer that they gave us before, not from a business perspective. Now, I'll tell you this. I would if Cody wasn't number one and had a mandatory as well, in another organization, let's just say we was like number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or whatever. And that offer came to on the table, he did offers, whatever, I would have fought. I would have fought Boots, no problem. But when you have options and you've worked to get those options, then from the business side of things, you're going to take the best option that makes the most sense from a business side, and that's what it's all about. These fighters ain't out here trying to give a piece of their life up for minimal.
Nah, for sure. Coach, so would you say the offer they sent for Boots is still the highest money Cody would have made till date?
I mean, stop trying to go slick around and get. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you the offer is minimal, and it wasn't
So
acceptable.
so he made that before because it's minimal.
I'm just telling you that the offer was minimal, and it wasn't worth what we wanted for the fight.
But you don't want to answer whether or not he made that much before.
I mean, I want to answer, but at the same time, I'm still trying to respect the my fighter as well. I mean,
Nah,
I
for
don't.
sure, for sure. Nah, I can't push. I pushed as much as I could. But coach, I do want to thank you for jumping on. I know you pressed for time. Thank you for letting Bozy know how you feel and letting us know your stance on the situation. Bozy's actually at a weigh-in, man. It would have been amazing to have y'all both on at the same time,
Yeah,
but he.
you can set a call up for tomorrow. That's fine. Anytime. I'm definitely listen. I relish the day when I can look across the corner at Bozy, knowing that I'm about to fight his son and with my fighter, and I'm looking forward, to getting that victory over him. I mean, I want that. That's what I want. I want that challenge. I want all y'all to think, oh, Boots is the man, because the man is a fabulous fighter. And you need a fabulous fighter we need that in order to make our mark in history. So we need Boots. We need him to keep on winning and doing what he does. That's what we need. And I know all the people on here saying probably he's crazy, whatever. That's fine. That's cool. They can say all that. But I'm telling you what I feel is about as far as in this boxing game and what we want to accomplish. And that is, I want to be looking across the corner at Boozy, knowing that my fight is going to be in for the fight of his life, and that we're going to come out victorious. And I got to do my job as a trainer to oust Boozy over in the other corner and to get my fighter up this uphill battle to a victory. That's what I look forward to.
Well, all right, coach. You want to give out any social media or you?
No, I'm good on that. I just want to say, you know, you keep doing your thing. I appreciate what you're doing for the boxing community. That's why whenever you call, I try to get on. I think, you know, it's a wonderful thing you're doing for the community, and just keep it up, man.
Appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ibn Kaysen, that is the trainer of Cody Crowley, giving his thoughts on the situation. And obviously, we thank him for his time. If you want to call in, the lines are still open. We're going to Twitter Spaces. We got boxing before sleep. Oh, damn! You sound as into boxing as me. If you watching boxing before sleep, damn. Champ, you gotta unmute that mic. On Twitter, unmute your mic in order to communicate while we waiting for him to connect. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. It's gonna help with the visibility of the show. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. We're trying to get to that next goal of 184,000. What up,
Yo,
boxing before sleep?
what up, what up, what up? Shit, I've been on this shit for a grip. But what's it called? Everybody coming on here talking about Jaron Ennis ain't no email champ. Jaron Ennis is an email champ. And I ain't got no problem with Jaron Ennis. I fuck with Jaron Ennis. But, and this is, I'm going to say this right here. I ain't no Devin Haney fan. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
I bet. I ain't no Devin Haney fan at all. But everybody has something to say when Devin Haney got elevated. That's just bullshit. I don't hear nobody got to say. It's the same exact situation. I am a lover of the IBF. But we're not going to come over here and say that one is the email champ and the other is not. If you ain't fighting the champ for the belt, you email champ. I don't care what you got to say. But with all that being said, I still fuck with Jaron Ennis. It's not like no bad blood, none of that shit. I'm not trying to say nothing like that. I'm just saying it's just he's an email champ, and that's just how we gonna put it. Like he's an email champ. And you said that earlier that if you're not fighting for a world title, you're not getting an M. But Jermaine fought Loma, and I'm pretty sure he made 2 M's.
That's
You
gonna
can fact check me.
that's on the check. Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm pretty sure he made 2 M's on that.
That's a lot of money.
So that's just gonna keep going up too.
Bruh,
And if, you know what I'm
that
saying,
don't
his
make
next fight.
think about it. I'm not saying you wrong at all. But it don't make sense that Jermaine would make 500,000 more than Tio after Tio beat Loma.
I'm not saying what I'm saying is a fact. You know what I'm trying to say? I say you can fact check that. You feel what I'm trying to say? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, from reports, it was saying that Jermaine made, what was it, like 700,000, and then he made like 45% of the pay-per-views. I think it was something like that.
But that fight wasn't pay-per-view. Loma's first fight on pay-per-view was with Devin. But I get you. These sites be bullshit, man. That's why this sport's so hard.
Yeah. That's why I said just fact check me on that. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I don't know if that's correct. And that's what I'm saying. I ain't know the shit about the. I mean, I didn't want to speak on the Earl Spence not getting thing because the IBF could have, you know what I'm saying, Earl Spence more than Bud, because, you know what I'm saying, stripped him as soon as he got it. But I'm all ready. It's nothing against nobody. It's just more so you can't call one an email champion, not the other.
Nah, I hear you.
But you already know. Shout out to Boxing Voice always. Good luck
Appreciate
for
you,
having me.
champ. Appreciate you.
Yo.
All right. Let's see who is next. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know I need you to hit that thumbs up. It's the never-ending story. It's the song that never ends. Smash that thumbs up and share the visibility of the show. Got a bunch of callers here. We're going out to a brand new caller in Philadelphia. Who this?
What's up, brother? It's Manny. Just wanted to give you a shout out, man.
What's up, Manny? Oh, shit. This Manny
Feel like
Rivera?
it's your time.
Yeah,
It's
what's going on, my brother?
Oh, shit. Promoter Manny Rivera, shout out to you, man. We was just talking about Liana Cruz this morning with Split T. We had Serafino on the show talking about the whole card.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, man, just to keep it short, brother, I just wanted to get on here and support you and everything you're doing, man. I love it, man. It's amazing what you accomplishing, and the sky's the limit for you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You know, this topic is dear to my heart. You know, love Boots, love his dad. You know, know him since he was a
kid,
He
I
fought
hear a
on your
lot of
cards,
rumors.
right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because I hear a lot of rumors. I think the gentleman that was on before said that he's always been fighting on Showtime, and that's not true. Boots grind, man. That family grind. That family was fighting everywhere. The first time Boots fought on Showtime was a Showbox show. He was already 21-0, and that was the first time he fought on Showbox was on our card here in Philly. And since
Versus
then, he
Serrano,
fought
right?
on Showtime, correct, versus Raymond Serrano. And since then, yes, he's been fighting on Showtime because he showed out. So he only fought his last 10 fights, I think 9 or 10 fights on Showtime. So, the kid grind, man. There was nothing given to him. I'm happy for him. It was just due. It's been a long time coming. I just hope that, now that he has some hardware, however he got it, man, this game is full of politics. When it comes to the business side, when it comes to the sanctioning bodies, this gets better than anybody. Like, when it comes to all this, it's nothing but politics. But I'm just happy he's where he's at, and I just hope he gets the opportunity to prove that he should have been IBF, WBO, WBA. This kid should have been undisputed already. I've been saying for a long, long time he's one of the greatest, man. And I'm just happy he got it. However, whatever you want to say, I just hope that now that he got it, the fights end up happening, because that was the knock. Oh, he don't have nothing to put on the table, blah, this and that. Well, now he does. Let's get these fights on.
I appreciate you, Manny, man. Thank you so much. And we look forward to watching Liana Cruz upcoming show here on DAZN. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Manny Rivera. That is so dope. Yeah, man. See, I'm blessed, man. I feel definitely blessed that promoters call into the show, listening to the show. That is what's up. We got Nuke in Savannah, Georgia. What up? Nuke.
Hello?
Yes, we hear you. What up?
You can hear me? Okay. What it do, man?
Chillin'.
I just wanted to come in and speak on the pay-per-view, man. Like, losses. I don't mind seeing fighters with losses. I think the issue is they don't have a personality. They don't have personalities, man. Like I personally, like I said, the cash up in the other day about Jose Benavidez. I love to watch him. I love to watch Tony Harrison or somebody that talks. You know what I'm saying? The losses don't matter to me. It's just that, like, when they don't have losses, there's really no personality there. So once they take the L, it's like, okay, well, the undefeated record's not there anymore. What's left? There's no personality. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just feel like the losses aren't as big of a deal if they have personalities. Like in the MMA, like UFC rather, they have personalities. You know what I'm saying? That's why the losses don't mean as much. Like in boxing, it's just like the undefeated record is the personality. And I feel like that's the issue. But me personally, Plant done lost twice? I see Plant fight. I'd rather watch Plant fight any day. I don't have no issues watching Plant fight any day. You know what I'm saying? No matter who it is. Like, but also to speak on that, because I want to see him fight Maul. Maul don't look the same. He don't look the same. I don't know what's with him. I don't know if he was serious about starting camp yesterday or something. I don't know what he on. Like, he should beat Jose, but I don't know what's going on. But he don't even look the same in the presses. Like, I'm like, what? Like, he look like like Jose said, he look like he punch drunk or something. Like, he look like he fucked up, man. Like, I don't understand, but he do got I love the slate of fights that he can make. Like with Benavidez, both brothers, obviously. Plant, Canelo. I love them all. I don't even care if he lost, but me personally, I want to see him in Plant. I really want to see that Plant fight. You know, I feel like the pressure would be dope, like I said the other day. You know, and I just think the losses don't really mean as much when you got personality. And Plant, you know, he even chill and kind of cool or whatnot, but he still got personality to him enough. Like, even relatability, you know, like, I just feel like it's personality. The losses don't really matter that much, and I feel like a lot of people feel like that when it comes to the sport. And it's not like that. It's just a lack of personalities, really. But, yeah, that's my call, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, champ. Appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. We
You may
got
feel like it's your time,
Brandon Hooker
but it's not your time.
on the check-in. What up, Brandon?
Yo, what's up, Ness? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's up with you?
Cool, man. I'm glad this Bluetooth work. I'm driving the wife's car today.
All right.
Man, I'm coming from the gym, and I see the topic, and the only question I got is, does Boots have an option of like relinquishing the belt and choosing to fight for it instead of just receiving it as a champion?
Nah.
He don't got no choice to do that.
Nah, and truthfully, you know, financially that would be silly, right? Like the minute you get that belt, your purse goes up. So just to throw it away based off of, you know, ego or morals or I don't know what it would be really, but
Let me interrupt you because so in my opinion, is that what Riddick Bowe did when he threw the belt in the trash?
Nah, he threw the belt in the
didn't want that
trash.
belt because
He threw the belt in the trash. Hypothetically, imagine Devin and Shakur situation being the Riddick Bowe and Lewis situation without all the belts. So, you know, Shakur went to the sanction and petitioned for a certain split. And hypothetically, that's kind of what happened with Bowe. He being a champion, he wasn't getting what he should have got. So he threw the belt away. Like Jamel Herring could have did that. You feel me? He was the champ.
Okay,
He was the champ, and Shakur got more money than him, so he could have threw the belt away. Like, fuck your belt.
Okay. Well, if that's the situation, I mean, I guess that's what separates real fighters from champions. Is like, I mean, I don't want to judge nobody, you know. Like if I was, who's been the mandatory, you know, and it's kind of messed up that Terence chose not to fight him because, well, he has his mandatory. I mean, the rematch. I understand that, and yeah, I mean, I would like to see Boots fight against Thurman for that belt because Thurman is a former champion. Thurman's been wanting to get a belt back, so I don't like the stigma that comes with the belt being emailed to you. You know, that's what Devin Haney is trying to fight for, like, the respect. Is like, I earned the belt, but if it was given to you, it's a hard pitch to be like, I earned the belt. You get what I mean? So that's why Devin Haney, fight after fight, he's fighting harder fights to prove he's champion material. And I like Devin Haney. But Regis, my stablemate, I'm pulling for Regis on that one. But if Devin Haney wins impressively against Regis,
Wait.
Sure,
Your stablemate. I've been to the Muay Thai gym. Who are you?
You may feel like
I'm an
it's
amateur,
your time.
bro.
Oh,
I'm
amateur.
an amateur.
Okay.
Nobody.
No.
Hey, speaking of amateur,
I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying that I was trying to see if we met because I certainly met and talked to a lot of people in that gym.
I've been waiting to. Yeah, I've been waiting to meet you and Danny. But shout out to Main Street Boxing Gym, man. We about to hold Houston tryouts November 18th, November 19th. Anybody in Houston want to throw some hands? Show up. Y'all be easy, man. Don't hurt nobody. Don't let nobody hurt you. Peace.
Let's go. Shout out to Brandon. We got Treese, Toledo.
Yo.
What up, though? I just seen this topic here, so my man Boots got elevated. He got the whole thing now. Okay. So if he got a whole thing, so what's going on with Boots and Barrios next or something? They gonna line that up? Wouldn't that be unification now?
Nah, man. Barrios got an interim. He got to get elevated if Crawford lose that belt too.
What you think? Well, well, WBC don't do shit like that. They didn't let Charlo hold on to that motherfucker for I don't know how long. So I guess they wouldn't let Bud do that, especially if they talking about Bud and Canelo. I'm sure the WBC would like that. You feel me? But I wouldn't even. Well, shit, yeah, because Bud could still be undisputed if he beat Canelo up there. So damn, I feel like this gonna push Boots now too. I mean, this gonna push Bud too now, since he not technically undisputed anymore. You feel me? It's gonna force his hand to do something. Either he gonna be thirsty for Charlo, or he gonna be not even Charlo no more, because he ain't undisputed. So shit, that Canelo fight seeming more and more realistic. But I ain't gonna hold you. I need Boots against Barrios or Boots against Crowley. I would like that. Yeah, I would like that a lot. Cody, that was Cody Crowley, the trainer you had on earlier.
Yep.
What he was? I didn't really get to check him out. I had called in like right during the middle of the interview. What did he say about Cody Crowley and Boots fighting? Like, any possibilities of that?
Yeah, he said get that money right. He said don't offer them the low money they've been trying to offer him.
Makes sense. Well, fuck it then. Cody Crowley talking money shit. I don't like that. Fuck it then. Boots, go ahead and get Keith Thurman ass up out of there, depending on what he look like. You feel me? When he fight the 9th, what is that, the 9th or the 16th, whatever the fuck he fight. Whenever Keith Thurman fight, you watch that. Boots, you think what he do it, you think what he look like, and shit, dispose of his ass properly. You got you a belt now, and shit, that's a money fight for you, Boots. You got you a full belt, got you a full bag now. Fuck it, it's time. But shout out TBZ, shout out Toledo, Ohio. November 11th, we got Albert Bell, Glass City Center, downtown Toledo. Y'all know what the fuck going on. Be cool.
All right, that is Treason Toledo. Let's double check, make sure we got to everybody, and it looks that way. We got one super chat came in from Jonathan Lambarena, and he says, why didn't Spence get stripped as quick as Crawford? They gave Spence all the time in the world when he decided to drive under the intoxication and get into a car crash. Yeah, I mean, Michael Coppinger posted the same thing that I've been saying. He just worded it differently. And this is it. He said, Terence Crawford was stripped of the IBF title, with Jaron Ennis elevated from interim champ. Crawford owes Spence a rematch and can't fulfill the mandatory. However, Spence got away with only one IBF mandatory defense in 5.5 years. A KO in the first round of Carlos Ocampos. So, I didn't say 5.5 years. I just simply said he only fucking did one IBF defense of Carlos Ocampos, which is the same shit. But when you word it 5.5 years, it does sound like a god-awful long time. Jesus, for the IBF to be known for mandating mandatories, that is a lot of time for them to give Spence. But I get it. He did his situation was unique. I know in retrospect, we don't want to remember it, but his situation was unique. Those sanctioning bodies gave him time because he kept getting into shit where he needed them to be, where he needed them to give him time, or else he wouldn't have been able to defend and would have gotten stripped. But that's everybody, and I got to all the super chats. So catch me on the next one tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Appreciate you guys rocking out with me. You can hit the thumbs up in the future, present, in the past. That helps with the visibility. Let me real quick give a shout out to Mad Bent, who sent his $25, and he purchased his virtual raffle ticket, and it's for this duffel bag that fits as a carry-on any airplane. It's a 4-sided title boxing bag One side says Hall of Fame. Inside, we got some genuine leather gloves from Mundo's Boxing. That's Pedro Diaz. You know Diaz just picked up the WBC cruiserweight title with his fight Emelianenko over Makabu. You get a blue title shirt here. Title hat to match. You get some title quick gel wraps. You know what I mean? Get them quick gel wraps by title. Then you get 2 keychains. You know what I mean? You get the title All-American and you get the Boxing Voice keychain, genuine leather, and that is by Sabas. So you also get the duffel bag. So you get everything inside the duffel bag. And in order to participate in the raffle, you need to purchase 1 virtual raffle ticket by sending $25 to either Cash App you see flashing on the screen. You can do that future, present, past, because we're going to be giving this away on Sunday. So we'll do the raffle live on Sunday. And we've been doing 1 raffle per week since we've been back on our game. We gave out an Albert Bell glove. I think I sent it to the wrong person. Shout out to Hardin. So, fuck. Got to send Benitez Boxing another autograph glove. I don't know. Maybe there's 2 Benitez, right? Because it's like Benitez Boxing and James Benitez. Then there's, Bond Boxing. It's just so many, right? So the point is, I don't know. Maybe that Albert Bell glove went to the wrong Benitez Boxing. That's okay, though. We got another one for you. We're going to give you that. Jermaine Ortiz is in town, too. They hit me. I might have to go because if I don't do this now, I'm going to fall asleep. So I might have to go see Jermaine, maybe get a signature from Jermaine as well for y'all. But we're back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Arrivederci.